This is a professional desk. Chill.
I got moisturized.
I got water, coffee. I got lip balm. I got lighting if I need it. There's some computer glasses here when I'm typing.
Chat. I want y'all to know it's nothing wrong with having baby oil at your desk or on your dresser. You have to stay. You have to stay moisturized. You have to stay moisturized. But nonetheless, y'all.
You don't.
Welcome to the. Or be ashy. But welcome to the panel. This is a great place, right, Mars? Where we give the best basketball takes, right, Mars? And we have great basketball insight. And the cool thing about it is we had 2 playing games last night. Wasn't really the best of games, but hey, basketball is basketball. And as you guys know, the Miami Heat scorched the Chicago Bulls last night, wiped the floor with them, sent them out of here. And the same thing happened in the second game. The Dallas Mavericks humiliated the Sacramento Kings, and one of our panelists may just have a dentist appointment today. It might not show up, but we would like to hear how that person feels about this game. But, y'all, let's start with the Miami Heat. How we feeling about them? They looked pretty good last night, right?
It looked to me like a team that wasn't ready to go home yet. And we're not losing. That's what that looked like to me. We're not ready to go home yet. We're not losing. And I think the Bulls thought that Miami had packed up their season, considering how good the Bulls were playing and how mediocre Miami was playing. But they took advantage of mismatches yesterday. Tyler Herro took over the game. I was very surprised. And I told y'all yesterday that I didn't have any interest in this game, but I was extremely surprised in how Miami got whatever they wanted at the rim. They got whatever they wanted in pick and roll. The fact that Tyler Herro can give you stretches like this, it just makes it so much more difficult, like when contract time comes up. It just does, because I think they're going to beat Atlanta too, to be honest with you. I do. I think I don't think he's going to get 38 or 40 again, but I think they're going to beat Atlanta too. And now we have ourselves a different situation. So I didn't appreciate that ass whooping at all yesterday, Ron. I didn't. That was some bullshit, for lack of a better term. That was an awful effort. You guys didn't do anything at the rim. You did not get on the glass. I thought that those guys were never on any level were they uncomfortable. Even when you guys were trying to get back in the game in the fourth quarter, I still felt like Miami had control of that game. I never felt like at any point that they did not have control of that game. Even when you guys cut it to like, I think it was like 6 or something like that, they ended up blowing it right back open. So I never felt like that was the case with them. So I wasn't impressed with Chicago at all.
Oh, I think Mars yesterday he went into his soliloquy bag, and he has the encyclopedia on his desk, not oil. But I think he pre-used the word he should have used for today. Mars, what is the word that we debated over and deliberated hotly over yesterday?
Oh, disgraceful.
That was a disgraceful performance.
So it's valid in this context. Okay.
By the front office and by the players from both the teams that lost yesterday. I think that every Bulls fan that I know personally and have talked to have all been in the mind they should have not won any games past March. They thought it was fake at the time. They knew it was fake. They did not want to make the plan. They did not want to have anything positive happen this season that could alter them being able to draft a player at some point or them just blowing up the team even more. And I think Bulls fans are wanting to get off Kobe White as good as he's been. I think they're okay with Josh Giddey and whatever else. They want to get off of Vooch. They want to completely start over. And I think yesterday was just embarrassing. Like, again, teams can get hot late in the year. They can look good and all that, but they had no energy, no drive, no physicality. They got mushed in the face yesterday. And that's really just what happened. Tyler Herro, what was he, 8 for 8 to start the game or something like that?
Yeah.
Like
I know he started, he went 9 for 10, so I know that.
Yep.
Yeah, it was easy. It was easy picking for Tyler Herro. That was they honestly breezed through that game. And I mean, I guess they could feel confident making the playoffs or whatever, but yeah, I mean, honestly, just past 6 in the Eastern Conference is very interesting. Go ahead, Joe.
Mars, you had a really interesting take about Kawhi Leonard a couple of months ago and how you said that they managed him, and it actually looks like it's working, right? So I was wondering how you guys felt about the Bulls. I feel like they got their lead guard in Josh Giddey, right? I feel like they got their lead guard in Josh Giddey. I think Basellis is legit. I think he's going to be a legit wing. I think the upgrade needs to be at the 5 spot. I want to move Coby White into the rotation. I want to turn him into Jamal Crawford. I want to turn him into Lou Williams and make him be one of the best rotation players in the game. I want to upgrade at the 5 spot, turn Coby White into that kind of player, because I feel like we so get wrapped up in seeing guys be bucket getters, and we think that they are what we see in these other bucket getters, when in reality, their best attribute may be them being a rotation guy, and they can do it for a long time. So a guy like Coby White, I feel like he can be one of the better rotation players in the game, if not the best rotation player in the game. And the play is upgrading at the 5 spot.
You want to put their best player on the bench?
I don't think he's their best player, Mars. I don't.
Oh, then, yeah, we just disagree. But
Yes,
so who is their best player?
I think it's Giddey.
I'm right there with you, Chill.
I think it's Giddey.
I think Giddey be hoping.
Yes, I think it's
say
Giddey.
Say
I
what
want to build this thing. I want to build this thing around Giddey. Yes.
Hate that he can't shoot. Help that he's not an elite athlete. Help that he
I think it's Giddey. I think he's
the
best
people.
player.
Yep. Help that his defense. You could be mad that his defense ain't all that good.
Yep.
Giddey be hoping when he got the ball in his hands.
I think he's the. I don't think this is just a matter of Josh Giddey being a bucket getter, Mars, more than it is him. Just everything he does with the ball, how he gets everybody else involved. And you've said this yourself to me about Manu Ginobili. How good was Manu Ginobili for the right? And there was a stretch where you thought that he may have been their best player. He was in their rotation, and I don't think that that's ridiculous to think.
Tim Duncan notwithstanding, but
Tim Duncan, sure, I'm not going to argue that. But with him being in the rotation, I don't think that you could go wrong. And I don't think that if you're a rotation guy, that's a slight. Rotation guys play starter minutes, and with rotation guys playing starter minutes, play against the second unit, you're much more effective. And once that water gets turned on, it's almost impossible to turn it off. And I can build this thing around Josh Giddey, because I feel like with your lead guard at 6'7", I'm watching Josh Giddey stand up next to Bam. He looked like him and Bam about this. They look like they pretty close to each other. And I didn't know Josh Giddey was really that big. He looked like he about 6'8". So I want to build my unit around Josh Giddey. I think I got my wing in Basellis. Go do your homework like the Miami Heat did. See if you can land a Khalil Ware 5-man type. And I want to move Coby White to the rotation, and he can be arguably the best.
You said off the bench. Why would Coby White go off the bench though? Like what would be the reason why he would go to the bench if you already have Io on the bench?
I want to move off of Io, and I think I could get something better for him. I do. I mean, we've tried this. We've tried this plan that we've had with Io, with Pat Williams. We've tried this plan with these guys for years, and what has it gotten us? It's gotten us stuck in the play-in tournament. Now I'm rebuilding this thing. If I can get more punch off the bench, specifically as a scorer, which is what Coby White would be, specifically as that, like I said, put him in a Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams type of role where he comes in the game and he is instant offense. Vinny Johnson. That's all he is buckets. And if I can get something else from him defensively, I think that we're golden. And upgrade
something
at the 5 spot
for
and make
who?
us. And I feel like make us more.
You saying get more defense from Coby or get more defense from?
No. I think that more defense, you upgrade at the 5 spot, and you get more defense there. That's where I feel like the defense is going to be. Upgrading at the 5 spot, get more defense there.
Yeah, I mean, Chill. I do feel you with the Coby White. The thing about it is, until they get somebody to move Coby White to the bench,
yep,
it's like Coby White is. Some people think he's their best player. Some people think he's their second best player. Mm-hmm. My thing is, you got a solid backcourt with Josh Giddey and Coby White. We know that I guess that's a good place to start with him. The biggest bright side for the Bulls, I think we all can kind of see it. We can kind of feel it. Number 14. In 2 years, that guy's gonna be kind of good.
You got your.
You move forward with him, because I've been saying this. The Chicago Bulls are one of the worst ran franchises in the NBA, and they could have lost out and got a better pick, and now they're probably going to be around 12 to 13 or 14. And it's like, you're still going to get a valuable player, but that's just not what the Bulls need. Somebody that can come in and really show this franchise and show the fan base that, look, we have a direction now, because even with the talent they already have, they're still probably going to be a play-in team. This is the Eastern Conference. Like, they're probably going to be a 10th seed or 9th seed again next season, and it's going to keep happening. And you already re-signed Patrick Williams. I think he's making $90 million over the next few years. You're about to give Josh Giddey a bag. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's like they've waited too late to pull the trigger multiple times. Zach LaVine, way too late. Alex Caruso, way too late. DeMar DeRozan, way too late. On top of waiting way too late, you also didn't get the return that you could have gotten. Zach LaVine's trade value was probably at its highest when you traded him, and you got your own pick back. And when you could have had the pick anyway, you just traded Zach LaVine to assure that you got the pick. So I just don't believe in the franchise, and it's a lot of decisions you have to make. You have 7 league guards. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
So at the 12th pick, Oklahoma City ended up getting J-Dub. The Miami Heat with the 13th pick, they got Tyler Herro. What were they at last year? What were they at 14 last year? And they got Khalil Ware. So I mean, these are valuable pieces, because I want to get a 5-man in the draft. I
get that, but there's not like outside of Kaman Malawach and then maybe like Derek Queen, depending on if you're going to give him the ball and let him score and let him figure out his process. Sure. How many bigs are you willing to say, like, okay, we're going to give him the keys and we're going to let him be our starting 5-man for the foreseeable future? I mean,
Danny Wolf, man. Danny Wolf.
I mean, you know how I feel about Danny Wolf, but we're not gonna get into that. But
remember what we're doing, though. Keep going, John. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I just think and it's like, yeah, you can get talent at the 12th pick, but when you see that you're a team that doesn't necessarily have a future, why not try and move up to a 7th pick where a guy like Jeremiah Fears could fall there? Or it doesn't. I mean, he's a guard, but still, there's a lot of talent there. In the seventh range,
the point you're making is the higher the pick, the better the chances you have to find a franchise player. We say this all the time, and I don't understand why it's so hard for people to comprehend.
It's not that difficult. No.
Why are you trying to compete for nothing? Like, you're literally competing for nothing.
To give them some type of.
You said it's about the Mavs too. Like, what? For what?
But the Mavs gonna make the playoffs, but that's a whole different conversation.
We're gonna talk about them in a second. I actually want to talk about them, but
back to your point, Don.
To give the Bulls some type of credit, though.
Keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Okay, yeah, this real quick. To give the Bulls some type of credit, though, the Sixers couldn't catch them. The Raptors couldn't catch them. The Nets, they tried, but it's like nobody could catch them.
When you run off, like, what didn't they run off something crazy like 11 or 12 straight, something like that at the end of the season? The last month
they had that March basketball run.
Yeah, and that doesn't help at all. But to counter your point a bit, when you talked about the Bulls, I mean, this isn't a quick fix. I understand that, but I do think that you got pieces in terms of a foundation. I think you got your lead guard. I think you got your wing. I think that you go get a big man, and I think that you build from there. And you from Chicago. Chicago is a basketball city. If you, just like in New York, just like in any other basketball city, if you tell these people what it is you're doing and you show the direction. We got our lead guard in Josh Giddey. We building it around him. We got our wing. Now we're getting a 5-man, and this is what we're building. It's going to take some time. They'll get behind you, as opposed to, we get a 5-man. Next year, we're trying to make a run in the playoffs. We're not close. We're not close. But this is what we're building on. This is what we're trying to do, as opposed to what the Knicks were trying to do when they had lost 50 games, 5 straight years, and they telling us, next year we're making the playoffs. Next year we're making the playoffs. No, you're not. You're not doing that. So if you're just honest, and I look at this Bulls team, and if I'm being honest with myself, you got your lead guard, you got your wing. You need a 5-man. I want to move Kobe White to the rotation. I think he'd be the best rotation. I think he'd be the best rotation player in the game. And I think that you.
When you say rotation, you're saying bench.
Yes.
I just don't understand why a $12 million a year player at 25 years old is going to be just trade me. Like, if that's the case, because that didn't make any sense for him. That didn't make any sense for him. He could be a starting guard right now for the Magic, and they'll be much better. So, like, I just wouldn't even take that if I was him. Like, trade me immediately. Like, I'm not sitting on the bench for Josh Giddey.
Kobe White and Josh Suggs will tear shit up.
But also, too, Lonzo's making 10 next year. Cool.
I think
Vooch is making 21 next year. Patrick Williams has $18 million a year guaranteed for the next
5 years.
2, 3, 4 years. And he has a player option on the 4th year.
Mhm.
Kevin Herter's making 17.9 next year. Zach Collins.
11.
Zach Collins. 8. Zach Collins.
Mhm.
18.
Yep.
I just had to just to say Zach Collins from Portland.
Yep.
18.
Portland, San Antonio. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
Zach Collins. Yeah.
Who gave him 18?
Hey, man.
San Antonio.
Shout out Zach.
Young player with potential. Man.
Yep. San
Well,
Antonio
Zach's-
did.
I mean, Patrick Williams making 18.
Okay,
Yes,
he
but if I'm
was.
IO, trade me today. That Zach Williams is making $11 million a year than me. Or Zach Collins, rather. And then Patrick Williams making 18. So Patrick Williams is a no playable, like for them, for at least for them,
Mhm.
not even a starter anymore. So you're paying 18, and then you're paying another 18 for Zach Collins, $36 million a year for those two players. And Vooch, Vooch, Collins, and Patrick Williams, chill. They're making 57. 57.
No. Mm-mm.
I mean, Carter, Arturas, what are we doing?
Hey, man.
What is
shout out
that
the
team?
Bulls. Shout out Chicago.
And then
Yeah,
you want to
man.
and then if I'm Kobe White, you want to put me on the bench. I'm
I
one of
think
the
you look at
3
it-
productive players on this roster.
And how's that been going for us? It's not working.
It's
It's
not
the
his
3rd
fault.
year in a row. I think when you hear, just like with the G League, whenever you hear G League, you think demotion. When you hear moving to the bench, you think demotion. I don't think it's a demotion more than I think it's them getting better with their rotation and him being better for them. Like Jamal Crawford coming off the bench was not a demotion because Jamal Crawford was a starter at one point. Lou Williams coming off the bench was not a demotion, but him coming off the bench made him so much better. Manu Ginobili, him coming off the bench made them so much better. The idea that we're taking Kobe White, and because he's one of the most productive players that they have, it's not working. We already have we're building something here, and with him in the rotation,
Is that
to your
cause
point,
or effect, though, chill? That Kobe White is not leading them to the playoffs, or leading them to consistent like 4 or 5 seed. Is that cause or effect? Is that Kobe White's fault, or is that just a symptom of the team
don't
that
think
he's
that-
on?
Well, to answer your question, I think it's effect, and the reason why I feel like that is because he's not causing everything to go wrong, but I think that his effect coming off the bench would just be so much better. It would just make them so much more viable if he did that. Way more.
I mean, but
So
20 a
he's starting.
game, 4.5 assists on 45,
still building it,
37,
Mark. That's the
90
thing.
splits.
We're still building this thing. We're still building this thing. We're in the process of building this thing, and I know that Kobe White coming off the bench may sound a little bit ridiculous to you guys right now, but
No, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what it's
Yeah.
going to be. Josh Giddey, whoever, Kevin Herter, Matas, Patrick
we
Williams,
got
and
Matas
Vooch.
we got Matas at the wing. We got to upgrade at the we got to upgrade at the 5 spot. Move Vooch to the 4.
What?
To be honest with you,
What?
No. I'm thinking to myself, I'm out on Vooch. It's a lot of guys on this crew. I ain't even thinking about the contracts that you talked about in terms of the money. And I know we got to talk about the money, but I'm thinking to myself, there's a lot of guys on this crew that I just want out, and I want to start over. And I want to start over with the guys that we talked about. Like, I'm out on Pat Williams. I'm out. I'm out on.
I'm sure the Bulls are too.
I'm out on Pat Williams. I'm good on him. And I know this may sound ridiculous to you guys. I'm out on Vooch too. I'm out on Vooch.
That's
I wanna
not
move
crazy
on.
to say.
I've been
I
out on
want-
Vooch for 3 years.
I want to
so-
move on from Vooch. I want to move on from Pat Williams.
They
I
could have
wanna
kept
move
Wendell
on from
Carter
Vooch.
Jr. been better personally, but you know, yeah, but
Maybe.
21. So that's what I'm saying, chill. So
Or Daniel
Vooch,
Gafford.
Herter,
Yeah.
Collins, and then they're all
Tony
making
Vooch.
more money than Kobe White and Io. And like those, to me, those are 2 of the 3 best players.
I think I could
2 of the
get
4
something-
best players.
I think I could get something substantial for Io. I can probably get a draft.
Substantial.
pick. Yeah.
You finna
I
get
can
get Zeke Naji in a pick swap and love it.
No, I can do better than that.
All right, fellas. Well, as of right now, it's a reoccurring theme in Chicago.
Mhm.
And that theme is, well,
Losing to
2023. You met, well, yes, that too, Mark. Well, yes, you losing to Miami and losing in the play-in. They
Mhm.
lost to Miami all 3 times in the play-in last 3
Yeah,
years.
They own them.
And
Damn.
somehow some of you guys picked the Bulls to win yesterday.
Yeah, who would do such a thing?
I don't know.
Disgraceful.
It's just the same Bulls, Mars. Just so you know, it's the same Bulls team that smoked them a couple of weeks ago. Smoked them.
March hoops. What to do? You guys thought Josh Giddey averaging 22, 12, and 12 and was like, oh, give him the keys. Like, goddamn, like it's March hoops. We don't need to
Did it with
overreact.
Jalen Green.
Oh,
And I was wrong. What you want me to do?
Cookout.
Hey,
chill.
hold up though.
Cookout. Chill.
Hold up though. Josh Giddey, April hoops. We got 25 and 10 last night.
Hey, Jalen Green can be all NBA.
Hey,
I ain't
chill.
said
Put
that in
chill.
years.
Put him in the fire.
I ain't said that in years. You've been
Never said
bamboozled by my Jalen Green propaganda.
I have not been bamboozled. You already know how I feel about him, and I do think he's going to be that good. 100%.
Okay, so you the one who fell for the March hoops, not me.
Mars, we got April hoops last night. 25 and 10.
There's no way we watched the same game, Ron. There's just no way. Okay.
Mars, you've never been big on you wasn't a fan of Josh Giddey when he was in Oklahoma City. Now he's in Chicago, actually playing more effective with the ball and being the kind of player that I think he could be with the basketball. But the fact that he ain't averaging 30 and he can't consistently knock down he can't consistently knock down a three, but he can hit a shot from the outside 100%. And he's one of the better downhill guards in the game, which I love about him. And he could get to the rim, and one of the better passers in the game. If you can't build around something like that, then I'm in the matrix. I'm clearly in the matrix.
I wasn't
you
mad at what
around it. You gonna be the 9 seed, but yeah, sure.
I wasn't mad at what I. And the thing about it is, I'm not. At least me. I'm not saying Giddey's going to be your best player. As a matter of fact, I think Mata's going to be better than him in about 2 years. The point I'm making is,
you saying 2 years
as a point guard. A guy with the ball in his hands and his ability to just get downhill and constantly put pressure on the defense, get the ball in transition and push the ball, make good reads. I love Josh Giddey. On top of that, you may think that he played bad last night. Who was guarding him last night?
What's his
what's his name? All defense. The guy who you guys think was probably robbed of a couple DPOIs.
What?
Bam was guarding him.
Bam was guarding him last night.
Bam was dealing with him too. They off day was dealing with Kobe White too, by the way.
Off night. Yeah.
Off night. That's what Off night was dealing with Kobe White too. I like that.
So are we not concerned that a point guard gets guarded by a center? Is that not a cause for concern?
No.
Well,
okay, interesting.
Why is that a cause for concern? Josh
Giddey. I know where Mars is going with that. Why don't you have your perimeter?
He's 6'8".
Why don't you have your perimeter players?
To me, that actually was smart as Spo.
Why aren't your perimeter players guarding a perimeter player? That's the idea. Why is my 5-man
that's not a Josh Giddey problem. Guard? That's a Chicago Bulls problem. That's a Vucevic problem. That's a Patrick Williams problem. That's them not having a 4 problem.
And that's the problem, Ron. The fact that you ain't got a big man. Your big man is so less valuable that I'm gonna take my big man and put him on your lead guard. That's how much we concerned with your big. I'm gonna take my big man and put him on your lead guard.
Being able to do that, but it's just okay, I guess.
If they play the Lakers,
I have no problem with the Bulls building around Josh Giddey because the success of the Chicago Bulls means nothing to me. So if they want to be a perennial playing team, yeah, go ahead, build around Josh Giddey, be the 9 seed every year. Get the 15th pick in the draft, 14th pick in the draft year after year, and then keep trying to tell your fans that you're trying to compete. Go for it. It's gonna be great. When they give Josh Giddey that max extension, they're paying Josh Giddey $32 million a year to chill at the 9 seed every year. And Josh Giddey gonna put up some nice box score numbers too. Next year he'll probably average like 18, 9, and 9. He might come close to averaging a triple double. And when they're the 9 seed every year, Bulls fans are gonna hate it. But the box score watchers gonna love it and say that Josh Giddey is actually borderline all-star, superstar. So I'm gonna just watch it unfold and let's see how the Bulls look in about 3 years if this is the avenue they go down.
That'd be nice right there too.
It's just a little aggravating because I would love to go to a game, but it's like
I spend all your money on Lakers tickets. I know it's hard to balance your books.
Yeah, John D, you in that Game Time app?
For sure.
Well, so am I, fellas. I'm in the Game Time app looking for tickets to. Damn, my city doesn't have a team, but I'm in the Game Time app nonetheless, just scouring the nation, seeing who has the best tickets. And only in the Game Time app are you able to, see the seats before you actually buy them. Only in the Game Time app are you able to dodge all the back-end fees and all that extra stuff. And you just don't have to deal with complexity with getting the tickets that you want because, well, it's the playoff time and you have to go through so many hoops and hurdles and all of this good stuff. But with the Game Time app, they make it quick, easy, and efficient, like your favorite scorer in the NBA. The beautiful part about the Game Time app is, well, they'll credit you up to 110% of the difference if you found cheaper seats. Or if you lose your job, they'll refund you. If the event's canceled, they'll refund you. And you have 24-hour return policy, no question asked. See, that's the beautiful thing about the Game Time app. But the best thing about it is, well, they just make the process so easy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Game Time app. Download the app, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Yes, yes, yes. But you get $20 off when you use promo code CLNS. So download the app, get in the game right now, and don't be like John D just sitting at home hoping you can get to a game. Get over there and check your team out. Well, John D, I do want to help you take a trip down memory lane with reminding you of the last time that the Chicago Bulls won a playoff series. The 14-15 season. It was a good time to be alive.
Oh,
right?
yeah, when they should have beat the Cavs that year, too. I remember.
Tom Thibodeau was running these boys into the ground, but nonetheless, you had Derrick Rose back fresh off an injury. Jimmy Buckets, check out Jimmy before he really actually turned into Jimmy. But he was good at this moment in time, but he hadn't quite got to the Cavs that he would reach.
The Cavs didn't have a timeout left, Mars?
They did not. Should have been 3-1, but Adam Silver made the call.
How do you miss that? I don't understand how you
missed that. Hold on, Mars, I got it. The black Mercedes Sprinter was pulled up. Chill. That's how that happens.
The what?
So there's a conspiracy. Is that what we're saying?
We know they weren't about to let LeBron go down 3-1 in round 2. They weren't about to let that happen.
First year back in Cleveland.
Yeah, first year back in Cleveland, the biggest superstar in the league, going down 3-1 to the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to LeBron.
I see LeBron get some favorable calls. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not.
They should have been down 3-1, and you'll never convince me. They should have lost that series. Or
I just don't understand. I just don't understand how you missed that call. They don't have any more timeouts. There's a difference between missing a foul call. All right, I can get with that. You can miss a travel, 100%. The ball can go out of bounds, and you can miss that. You can't miss that. This team doesn't have any more timeouts. In fact, that's as a referee, I'm coming into the huddle and telling the coach, no more timeouts. Coach, one more timeout. How do you miss that?
Chill, say with
either that's going on, or they did have a timeout.
Chill, say with me.
That's the only other thing that's going on. Maybe they did have a timeout.
Hey, say with me, team. 3, 2, 1. LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron.
Lay officials. Lay allegations.
It's all politics. We get it.
Lay NBA.
And Bron stands will never bring that series up because it benefited.
Somebody had a timeout. What happened?
The Cavs.
The Cavs had no timeout.
In 2015,
David Blatt storming onto the court trying to call a timeout. No technical foul. Cavs get the ball.
Never seen this before in my life.
We seen.
Never. How is this possible? They don't have any more timeouts. How is that possible?
I've seen
people saying this is Bron slander. This is like factually what happened. They did not have it.
That's the thing. You can't say anything that doesn't benefit LeBron, and then all of a sudden you're.
So why are you guys doing
that glorious king?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about the 2015 Bulls, and I'm saying they should have been in the conference finals.
I get that, but what's
inevitable
had a
is inevitable. Great opportunity to be in the conference finals. They should have been up 3-1. Now maybe they would have blown.
Watch what happens to the Wolves this year. LeBron and Luka, yeah, y'all thought y'all seen something now.
Maybe they would have blown that. Maybe they would have blown that 3-1 lead. Who knows? I don't know. But what I do know is the Bulls should have been up 3-1. We should have seen the Cavs have to come back from 3-1, but we didn't have to. So
before you mention that, and I remember watching that game. I don't even remember them not having a timeout. Like, why isn't that a big deal?
I'm pulling the play up right now.
Why is that not a big deal?
YouTube.
That they did not have a timeout and they were granted a timeout in a playoff game. How was that possible?
If that same thing happens against the Cavs,
I mean, Bron would have just came back from 3-1.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It is what it is.
But if that same thing happens the inverse. So the Bulls try to call a timeout when they don't have one, and they don't get given a technical.
Come on, man. What we doing here, yo?
We be talking
why
about
we
10
here,
years,
man. This
we were talking
this
about
doesn't
10 years
make any
later, bro.
sense. So why are we stopping there? Why don't we give them buckets that they don't? You know, I'm gonna put 2 more points on the board. I'm gonna put 3 more points on the board. I'm gonna give them fouls that they didn't. This doesn't make any sense to make a call like that at the end of a game in a playoff game. Mars, as a referee, that's something that I cannot miss. And I'm being honest with you, Mars. We're talking basketball. That's something that there's no way on God's green earth that I can miss that. I can miss a foul. The ball went out of bounds, and I might have missed that. You don't have any timeouts in a conference semifinals game, which can decide the series. And I missed that? No way. No way.
That's
Shout
a
to the
nasty
Cavs,
poll out of you, Ron.
What?
It's a nasty poll out of you.
No way that
Let me see
I
the
can
poll.
miss that.
It's
Yeah,
LeBron.
I'm
Oh my god!
I just the
No way.
NBA cheat for him.
No way.
Okay, yeah.
It's one or the
I see-
other. It's one or the other. You guys let me
No,
know.
bro.
It's only
This ain't
two
Tom
options.
Brady, bro. He ain't Tom
So-
Brady, man.
So Mars, I just want to make sure that I'm
He
understanding.
came and told us he shouldn't even been on the cash. You see,
I do
they've been
remember- I
cheating
do
for him since
remember
day
it.
one.
And I know that it was over 10. I know that it was 10 years ago. I do know that. What exactly? Refresh my memory on what happened.
I believe if I remember correctly, because I'm not going back to watch it. It's a tie game.
Okay.
The Cavs have the ball.
I'm looking at it right now.
David Blatt. The Cavs have no timeouts. They have the ball baseline out of bounds. David Blatt tries to call a timeout to draw something up. He storms onto the court, like 5 feet onto the court. No technical foul given. As we know, if you try to call a timeout when you don't have one, what's meant to happen is a technical foul and the other team gets possession.
Right.
Which means if the refs did their job correctly, the Bulls would have had a technical free throw and had the ball either up 1 or tie game if they missed the free throw.
Correct.
With a chance to win the game. But what they didn't do was do that. So that means that the Cavs ended up having the ball still, baseline out of bounds. LeBron comes around, corner, cash, great shot, amazing shot. They never should have had the opportunity to make that shot. But that's what happened.
This the only time a ref hasn't like missed a coach trying to call a timeout.
No, and the ref is so I'm watching it now. It's 8.4 seconds left.
Okay.
They make the layup.
Yep.
Blatt runs on like he didn't run. He speedily walks onto the court.
Yep.
Towards the ref in a just paint the picture. He has a dark suit on. Dark suit on. He goes just like this.
Yep. Timeout.
And then he's on the court. And then Ty Lue scrambles, says no, doesn't give it to him. But he's David at the 3-point line at this point though. So like he's at the 3-point line.
So he's on the other end because I'm trying to remember this. So
this is the midline, the half court.
Yep.
They're on this side. The
Yep.
Bulls score over here. David Blatt walks onto the court towards the referee.
Big
And
Ox?
tries to call the timeout. Hey, Ox.
What's popping?
Howdy, Big Ox.
Yeah, as you were saying,
we could just
There's no
transition.
way you came in here with that ugly ass purple jersey on today. Ain't no
What
way.
you mean? See, that's
Ain't no way.
the difference between me and y'all. I ain't no front runner. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Win or lose, man. We ride or die with the beam. I take that front runner. Should keep that in.
You've been going down with that mediocre franchise for I feel you though. I get it.
And I go down
Yeah, I
for 20.
get it,
I
man.
go
I
down
get
for 20 more years. I ain't tripping. We
Why'd
ride.
you leave us the bonus sleeves?
I got more respect
No,
for Ox. than I do.
We ride.
I got more respect for Ox than a lot of these Laker fans. I feel like
Play on me, bro. I would
I
never.
I
would never
Laker
Laker
fan.
fans.
Laker hater,
leave,
though.
bro.
Yeah, I
Number
knew that
one
was
Laker hater.
coming.
My boy got my boy got 2 franchises behind him. 2 big
The other
markets.
team in Cali. That's what you say. Y'all has home in round
you
one.
straight this out.
big markets right
Straighten this
behind
out.
Don't worry about the
Straighten
Lakers.
this out.
This is what you look like.
Drafted to
You
the
need to
This is
worry
what you
about
look like.
Kawhi now.
Who's drafted
You
This
need
is
to
what
worry
you
about
look
Kawhi though. Don't worry
This is
about the
what you look
Lakers.
like.
Don't worry about the
Y'all
Lakers.
Y'all
You need to worry about Kawhi.
need to do better.
Worry about Kawhi now.
You need to
Hey,
worry about
Ox.
Zubac.
Hey,
If
Ox,
y'all
for
love
one final
your
time,
squad.
Ox, for one final time. Hey,
Hey, if y'all love y'all squad, if you really loyal to your soil, you won't be no front runner. Only love them when they win championships and love them when they winning playoff games and stuff. Y'all need to
Nah,
look
that's a
up what
fact.
loyalty really is, man. Y'all some front runners.
All right,
No,
well,
that's
Big
a fact.
Ox, Before we get to the Kings and before we move on to the Mavericks and talk about any
John
other
D,
games,
lucky enough for us, we don't have to wait too long for championships.
Oh God,
They just kind of happen. I don't
we ain't
know.
got to worry about
us.
77.
They just kind of happen. Y'all would y'all as the whole time y'all been Laker fans. Y'all got one championship.
That's
I know
a lot.
y'all.
I've been a Laker fan
John D.
since 97.
Okay. Real talk. John D's 15 years old. All right. Okay, so he's been a Lakers fan and seen one championship. Don't act like
I'm about to see 3 more. I'm about to see 3 more.
You got the
if you do, hey, more power. Hey, more power to you. I've always said that the Lakers are the best franchise in basketball. I don't got no problem. I don't got no problem with that. What I'm saying is, you didn't know that until you know what I'm saying. You didn't know that.
Number 24 swayed me. Number 24 swayed me. As soon as I saw him,
that's what's up. Respect the Mamba. You know what I'm saying?
Why are we jumping on me when we have somebody else who actively switched teams after a dynasty?
Him?
No.
Him?
No. Oh no.
Him?
No.
Oh.
Him?
No.
Definitely not him.
No.
Mr. Blackman. Hey, it's not Mark's black screen. It's Mark's Blackman. Bring your ass back up here.
But no, what was we talking about?
The level of disrespect for what's
we were talking about how LeBron got he got the call from New York.
No.
Where
That's
they
not
gave
what
him
we
a
were talking
timeout.
about. What we were talking about was the 2015 Bulls, because we were talking about the Bulls originally, them in the playoffs, and Ron showed the graphic about the last time that they won a playoff series, and then
with Pau Gasol,
and Jimmy and Taj Gibson and those guys, and then we proceeded to get on the fact that they should have been up 3-1. That's what we were talking about.
Okay, because David Blatt tried to call it. I got you.
Yes. And I was trying to figure out, how is it possible in a playoff game you do not have a timeout, you are granted a timeout, and you end up missing it? Because Mars said that they weren't granted a timeout. They actually drew up a play in the huddle. They're in the huddle drawing up a play, and James crosses out what David Blatt drew up, because the play was for J.R. Smith. And James like, no, we're not running that. Give me the damn ball. No, we're not running
I did not know that.
Yes, that's what happened. The play was for J.R. Smith.
Yeah,
and
David
James
Blatt
like, no,
didn't
we're
even
not
believe in
running that.
LeBron.
Yeah, no, we're not running that. Give me the ball. And James was the one who ended up. So in order for that to happen, we have to have a break in the action. And he was able to draw that up at that particular time. So how did we get here? Why do the Bulls not have the basketball? I still have not gotten a satisfactory answer on what happened there. I don't.
Shout to the Cavs, man. Shout to the Cavs. Shout to the Cavs, man. We know.
All I heard was that real star players, even if the coach draws up the play for the other player, just give me that shit. They don't let Buddy Hield shoot the shot with the season on the line. But I digress. It doesn't matter.
And I
appreciate
that. I
that.
agree. And I don't see nothing wrong with that too. I'm like, man, we not gonna do that, bro. Like, stop. I mean, I'll be proud of Bron and Kobe and players when they do that. Like, nah, coach, stop bullshit.
Especially since the game tied. Like, if you need a 3, I can somewhat understand. Like, JR's our best 3-point shooter. The game's tied, and you're saying, yeah, JR over LeBron.
Yeah, that's why LeBron packed David Blatt up. That's why he was right up out of there.
Now, to be fair, LeBron was like 10 for 29 before that shot. I mean, 9 for 29. But besides the point,
that's just overcoaching. That's just overcoaching, though. You know what I'm saying? When the coach passed himself, like, oh, they think we're gonna go to Browns, we're gonna go to JR. Like, nah, they think we're going to Brown and we going to Brown. What? What do you want right now?
Okay. All right, fellas. Well, we're about to move on to the next game. First off, everybody in the chat, make sure you turn on your notification bell. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, become a member. Oh, and one more thing. Download PrizePicks, because this is where you can run your game, control your game, and win your game, and you will get $50 back instantly. Say it with me, chat. Instantly, when you use promo code PANEL. And it's so easy to do, and it can so simply be done that I'm going to show you how to do it right here, right now. Look on the screen right now. This is what we are rocking with for tomorrow's playing games. Now, you see, we got the immortal Klay Thompson.
Oh, God.
Say it with me, Ox. Immortal Klay Thompson.
Immortal.
No, clearly he's on a hot streak, and Mars thought that this was going to be for the Warriors. It turns out that it's going to be for the Grizzlies, but nonetheless, Klay Thompson still has a fully loaded, whatever gun you want to say it is. It's fully loaded. So 3.5 threes. It's a demon pick, but it's Klay Thompson. We'll take it. Anthony Davis, just the goblin, 34.5 points and rebounds. That should be simple. He should dominate Jaren Jackson Jr. And speaking of Jaren Jackson Jr., your first team all defense, at least on the Player's Choice platform, you were supposed to be DPOY and all of this stuff. Well, all we need is 2 blocks from you. Come on and show us how it's done. And last but not least, Desmond Bane. Arm muscles. We need 22 points.
Ashton Hall.
Come on.
Y'all know what the Mavericks front court is about to do to them, boys? It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be disgusting.
Yeah. I know I wasn't up here
Triple J
yesterday.
gonna come out
so
with
that,
14 rebounds, and you guys gonna be quiet.
Yeah, nah. The
Yeah.
4-5 from Memphis against Golden State was absolutely trash. That was
Hey, what's your language? Just say disappointing. Just say disappointing.
Nah, Zach Edey and Triple J were horrendous in that
Yeah.
game against Golden State.
So
And
It was bad.
I wanna say
It's horrendous, Morris.
injuries has really robbed us of one of the better 1-8 matchups we would have seen in a long time. I think Dallas fully healthy against OKC would have been a hell of a series.
They wouldn't be an AC though, John D.
I mean, at the time they were like 6-7 games behind of even getting out of the play-in, I believe. So I mean, who knows? But I just feel like that would have been a fantastic series. Thunder versus Mavericks. You got AD, Kyrie, all the size they have on the perimeter with PJ, Najee Marshall. If Klay Thompson's hitting threes like that, I mean, shit. It would have been a fantastic series, but
It would have. The Mavs would have been the second best team in the West had they been healthy.
That offense is just
Second?
Yeah, I don't think so personally, but they were really good though.
Yeah,
They would have. Yeah, that defense would have been.
The
crazy.
defense moves me. The offense does not.
defense,
defense
it would have been
would've been
impossible to get to the rim. It would have been so hard to get to the rim consistently.
They'll be the best team in the West. Good job, Nico.
All right, so we
Tell
go.
y'all, man, Kyrie going out is serious, bro. That team that was getting ready.
Yo, I want to bring things back out to the East, and once again, we'll get back to the Mavs. We'll get to the Kings, and we'll talk about the next 2 playing games that we got. But I want to talk about the Heat right quick for a little bit because although they haven't been that spectacular during the regular season, them boys sure can play some play-in basketball. Hey, when they get to the play-in, they do not play. Now, granted, they are playing the Chicago Bulls, but they are 3-0 in the play-in. Well, no, they lost one time, right? They lost to
Atlanta.
in 2023. Yeah, they lost to
Yeah, they
Atlanta,
lost. Yeah,
and
they
they
lost.
they were a 9 seed or 8 seed.
They were the 7th seed, I
8th
believe, and they lost
They
to
were the 7th
Atlanta.
seed and lost. They were the 7th seed and lost to Atlanta, and then they had to beat
Chicago.
Chicago to get in.
Chicago.
And then
Max
Was
and
it
Strus
then-
had
Chicago
a
or
hell of a
Toronto?
game.
It
was-
might have
it
been.
was-
I think it might have been Toronto. Was it Chicago? Or
Chicago
that they
beat
had to
Toronto
get?
because DeMar DeRozan's daughter was screaming at the free throw line so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, that's that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
obviously,
Gotcha.
that's the
I
year
gotcha.
where, well, the Heat almost ran the table. They went and lost to Jokic and Leicester, but nonetheless, the Chicago or the Miami Heat have shown that when they get to the play-in, they get out the play-in, and they go into the playoffs and they play pretty good. So that leads me to ask you guys, how do we feel about this Heat team? I know Jimmy's not there, but they got Andrew Wiggins.
What?
They got Bam.
We got to
They
make a
got
segment out of
Tyler
this.
Herro. They got Tyler Herro. Swiper.
I'm rooting for them to go to the finals. So.
Come
I want to see it again. I'm sorry. I want to see it again. I want to see
Oh
it.
God,
I
and
wanna see them go to the finals.
hey, somehow, some way, we slip our way into the finals and get the Heat. So that's cool with me. That's cool with me. I'm be pushing propaganda.
Which way? Which we?
Who?
There's no witch, Swiper. There's no witch.
As the Lonzo Ball poster is behind you.
Lonzo got drafted to the Lakers.
What jersey is he wearing in that poster?
I'm in Chicago. This is all I could get. This is all I could get. You got
You ain't never heard of Amazon?
Yeah, that's
but this is the thing. I was grocery shopping. I was grocery shopping, and I found the Lonzo Ball poster. I'm like, you know what?
So you grocery shopping, grabbing Lonzo posters at Food for Less?
Junkie, you don't got to explain yourself.
Come on, bro.
Thank you, Ron. You don't have to explain nothing, John
neither
D.
you real talk. Hakeem is
No,
a buck.
I got Hakeem
Well,
up.
John
Exactly.
D,
I don't care.
I'm gonna get the
I
Lakers
don't
fan
care.
right here, and it's gonna be enough.
That's
Lakers
because
are
you
LA.
said you're a Rockets fan in round 1.
I am a Rocket fan. Number
Okay,
two,
that's why you
my
put it back
team.
up.
Huh?
That's why you put it back
Question
up.
mark.
Absolutely. I'm all in on the Rockets for this
Yeah,
first
so you
round.
No,
are
real
Rockets
talk.
fan.
Why
They
you
gotta
take that
to
down,
be
bro?
Golden State, bro.
Just agendas everywhere, man.
Hey,
Goodness
real talk. Why
Oh
would
my
you
God.
ever
Oh
take
my
the team
God.
down?
I had to put a Magic poster up when the Rockets, after the Rockets and the Lakers played, and then they was getting
Orlando
on me.
Magic?
Laker Nation was getting on me because you got a
No,
Rocket poster up.
Magic Johnson.
It's whatever,
Magic
bro.
Johnson?
But Hakeem back up now because I'm all in on the Rockets right now.
And a
That's
quick
all
side
right.
note, Ron,
Y'all
a real quick side,
poster. Come on, man.
a real quick side note. So Mars, Jaren Jackson this season, of the 74 games that he's played, he's got
Yeah,
six
games,
double-digit
6
rebounds.
games with double, yeah.
Mhm.
And one of those
7
games,
tonight.
6
And-
games.
whoa. Let's take it a step further than that, Ron. One of those
Chill,
games,
6?
he's got a 13 rebound game against none other than the Dallas Mavericks.
I'm telling you, he gonna get 14. He gonna get 14, and you guys gonna put some
He's got a
respect on
third-
my glorious
So
king,
I'm
Jaren
sorry.
Jackson.
I'm not gonna put some respect on him for having one big rebound game.
We could get back to.
It's a big game to have a big rebound game.
Show you
We're
right.
talking about the Miami. Heat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
But either way it goes.
He has one game with 15. Huh?
This many.
How do y'all feel about the Heat right now? Did they impress you last night? Are the Heat still just the Heat? You think Eric
Ron,
Spoelstra
they
can?
They did what we knew they was gonna do. They beat the Bulls, but that's what
I didn't think that.
that's what
I
spot,
didn't.
bro.
I did not think that they was going to beat them. I thought that the Bulls were going to beat
Tyler
them.
Herro's just too much to handle. Chill. I tried to tell you.
I mean,
But-
when you get 3 wide open layups in the first 20 seconds, I mean,
Wide open, just right down the gut.
that's when I knew the Bulls weren't serious. I seen the first 2 minutes of the game. If you seen how my attention span just dissipated throughout the game,
Bro,
I started
seriously.
off. I was watching the game. I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be good hoops." I see Tyler Herro get 3 like straight wide open layups.
Right down the
I'm now
gut.
scrolling Twitter. I'm scrolling TikTok. I have the game in the background. Like, this game ain't serious. I'm sorry. That game is-
Hey, Mars,
Even I was watching,
I felt the same way. I felt the same way a few hours later when the immortal Klay Thompson woke up.
What do you have it? What do you have it like
That
quarter?
bit,
14, 16, something like that?
15 in this 15.
I
in
don't
the
know.
second.
I don't know what he had, but I'll tell you what I had. All right.
What, a stiff one?
I wanted to. I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't. But anyways, it was devastating. It was devastating. That's the
I got a double on me whenever
So
the
now
time
we,
fits.
so now we move tomorrow. So now we move tomorrow into they got to go to Atlanta. Dyson Daniels has to turn that water off. 100% he does. That Tyler Herro cannot go off early. They got to have better rim protection. They got to have better paint protection. They have to have that. And on the flip side to that, off night has to force Trae Young into playing.
Wait, they won, chill.
So Miami Heat.
My bad.
Yeah,
I got the
yeah,
games
yeah,
mixed up.
yeah,
I got them
yeah,
mixed up.
yeah.
Okay, my bad. Keep going. My
No,
bad,
bro,
my bad.
we good. So in order for Miami to have a chance, they do have to get to the rim like they did yesterday. And I want to utilize Khalil Ware like they did yesterday. I didn't realize how good of a rim runner he is, and he was running to the rim, and they were doing a great job in finding him. Tyler Herro in particular. So I want to run a Kongwu. I want to run whenever. I don't think Clinton Capella is playing, but I want to run their big guys, and I got to run both DeAndre Hunter and George Niang. I got to run those guys off the long ball line because that's all they're doing. Not DeAndre Hunter's in Cleveland. I'm sorry, Karis LeVert. I got to run those guys off the long ball line, and if I can do that. If you're the Miami Heat, if I can do that, I think you got a shot.
So it might be a good thing that Capella's not playing because was it last year in the playing or the year before where they played the Hawks and Capella had like 25 rebounds and they lost?
Oh yeah. Remember Dub was pissed because I was laughing about it.
That game, yeah. Good thing Capella might not be playing because Onyeka doesn't have that same threat on the glass and Jalen Johnson's not there. So Miami's gonna win again. Then they're gonna beat Cleveland in round 1. Then they're gonna beat the winners of the Pacers Bucks, go to the conference finals. They're gonna see Boston. Devil Magic gonna strike. Somehow they're gonna win. And Miami's going back to the finals. And I'm gonna love it.
Is it still Philly in 6?
That's what I'm rooting for. That's what I'm rooting for.
I do think realistically, I think the Heat are like, to me, they're a point guard or a playmaker away from being a really good team.
Josh Giddey?
Not Josh Giddey, no.
Wow.
I'm talking about like
but
potentially Trey. I really would like to see Trey Young on the Heat. They would have a perfect PNR partner with him with Khalil Ware. I think Khalil Ware is going to be really good, especially if you put him with a great playmaker and passer like that. They have Bam, one of the better defensive players in the league. They already got a two-way wing established with Andrew Wiggins. They have a shooting guard in Tyler Herro. Like to me, they're like one solid point guard away from being.
Give me the kid, Mars. Give me the kid, Mars.
They're a
Give me the
solid
kid,
point
Mars.
guard and another superstar away. Yeah.
I don't think they would actually need
or a star. A Jimmy Butler, some might say.
I just think I'm actually on John D's page. My team is going to be built around defense in this Miami Heat team. I think that your best player can be an offensive player, sure, but the mantra of your team is going to be your defense.
With who?
And I think that with the Miami Heat,
outside of Bam, with who?
Wiggins.
Well, Ware and Wiggins.
Mitchell.
100%.
No, respect Baylor. You're right.
100%.
Good defenders, right?
And your team is, and I feel like your team is being built around that. I think you wanted something if you shore up the league guard spot. So again, give me the kid, Mars. Give me the kid.
You can get Alonzo.
No, give me the kid, Mars.
You can get Alonzo. That's more defense.
No,
I like Jovic and Jovic. I like Jovic.
I like Jovic too.
Jovic can go for Trey.
Yep. I like Topic better at the league guard spot though. Give me the kid, Mars.
I've never watched him play for real, so I can't speak to Topic too much.
Chill's just been obsessed with OKC trading him for some weird reason. Just because I said I wouldn't trade him for Cam Johnson. Ever since then, Chill's just been obsessed with me trading him.
Give me the kid, Mars.
I don't know
why. Have you seen him play like overseas or something? Chill?
I've seen some highlights of him, and
he just knows that I value him. So because I value him, Chill thinks that he's valued.
Wrong. It's not
Topic
just
is
that.
nice though.
No, it's not just that.
Yeah, he's gonna be nice in OKC. That's why he's gonna be nice.
I think he was like a top 3 prospect before he went down though. Like he's 6'6", he can pass. He's shown some defensive signs, and he has a really good form. He's not the best shooter right now, but he's a good free throw shooter, and he has a good form. So
he's
Josh Giddey to me. Give me the kid, Morris.
No, but Topic has defensive signs. Topic has defensive.
The one thing that just threw me off is they lied about his wingspan. Because I remember I watched him. They tried to tell me he was 6'5" with a 7-foot wingspan. His arms are Desmond Bain. I don't know what to say. Like, his arms are tiny. Like, I don't know how they tried to get away with that one. But yeah, I think Topic is interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely not trading him for whatever Chill's trying to get me to trade him for. But we'll see what he looks like next year.
Topis and SGA and J-Dub and Chet and Hart going forward?
I'm assuming Topic will be the guy who, in the non-Shea minutes offensively, will allow J-Dub to still play off the ball and those types of things. So the non-Shea minutes will probably be better next year.
All right, guys. Well, you know what's also going to be better next year? Everybody's diet up here, because Factor Meals gives the panel everything that we need to stay sharp and fresh. Now, I want to encourage you guys to make this season your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals that Factor Meals has to offer. You know, eating, well, it's never been easier than ever today. But today's the easiest eating can be for you. All you have to do is go to Factor Meals, get a shipment, heat your meals, and in 2 minutes, you'll be enjoying something that's fresh and nutritious, giving you more time to do, well, the things you want to do. Get outside instead of being inside preparing meals and cooking and having your apron on and being a houseman like Ox. Factor Meals will arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active and busy lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It's easy to savor and it will actually let you enjoy spring. Factor Meals packs the flavor and it gives you your time back. So what are you waiting for? Get started right now at factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code Players Choice 50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's Players Choice 50 off at factormeals.com/Players Choice 50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping. We'll see you guys there.
You got an ad writer, or you just ad libbing? You just freestyling?
I got an ad writer.
Okay, I want to know
I got somebody on the budget, man.
Yeah, you need to fire them. Don't be using my name no more.
Why would I?
House, don't call me no house nothing.
Why would I fire Cheerio? She shouldn't have did that though. That's out of pocket.
Nah, for sure. Kunta Kinte. Don't call me no house nothing. Kunta Kinte. I ain't swiping. You don't be putting my name in no house nothing.
I'll take that out the script, Ox. My bad. If I read it again and I stumble across those words, I'll look.
We don't hear you.
We hear you. We heard you, Swiper. We heard you.
Yeah.
Whatever did you say, bedazzled?
Well, it's about that time. Big Ox, brace yourself. It's time to talk about the Kings and the Mavericks and what happened yesterday. The Dallas Mavericks quite simply just came in and put a foot in that King ass last night. 120 to 106. It wasn't really close, y'all. It was ass whooping. Let's just call a spade a spade. Big Ox, I guess I can give you the floor. Do you have anything that you would like to say about this game?
I said everything I had to say, man. The immortal Klay Thompson came and sparked us up. After that, there was no coming back. We got our ass kicked. We all seen the game.
We had a ball game going on early. We did. We had a ball game going on early. I thought they did a good job in making Anthony Davis into a jump shooter, and he wasn't very good at that point. And that's not his game to stand behind the long ball line and shoot threes. But, being a four-man in today's game, that's what the stretch four is. I thought they did a good job at that. But the same thing that was happening yesterday with the Bulls and the Heat, I thought that same thing was going on with Sacramento. I thought that they were getting to the rim with no hesitation. I thought they did a good job around the rim. The problem that I'm having, and I said this to you before, Ox, even though it might look like on the box score that Anthony Davis got busy, he did lead the game with a fat lip, and that's because he had to fight with that bull down there all night in Sabonis.
The thing with AD though, Chill, was he started off 2 for 10 or something like that. Yep. He wasn't hitting I think honestly at the beginning of the game, that first half, I'm talking about the first half, obviously. To me, it seemed like DeMontis and J-Val, they were playing solid defense on him. You know what I'm saying? Moving their feet a little bit, contesting, getting hands up in that. And then once after Klay Thompson blew it open, AD came back in the game. I think he hit three balls. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't no coming back from that. You know what I mean? No coming back.
The Bulls. They ended up outscoring the Kings 24.
And then what's the
two guys
name?
Themselves.
What's the kid's name? Brandon Williams.
Yes.
He had some good minutes too. So it's like, so that was what you call a thorough ass kicking. You know what I'm saying?
Like y'all actually tried to. I actually felt like y'all tried to slow down Klay. Like once Klay got going, it was too late. But you did try to slow him down. Like Keegan Murray was navigating screens. Keegan Murray was playing drop. He was getting around screens, but it was just too difficult. Once Klay Thompson got going, that was it. It was just too late. And I mean, we can't leave out the job that they did Dallas that they did on Zach LaVine yesterday. I thought they did a really good job on him, slowing him down. So I think that was the difference in the game.
Well, Chili, we've been running the same offense for 3 seasons, and we don't got the same personnel we had when Mike Brown implemented that offense. You know what I'm saying? When Mike Brown implemented that offense, we were more fast-paced, shooting threes. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Huerter not there. De'Aaron not there. Malik not there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like we don't got the same. And we had that season also. We had Terrence Davis. You know what I'm saying? We had Davion. A lot, you know what I'm saying? A lot of fast dudes that was coming out, shooting, getting downhill. DeMar play a slower pace than that. And so it's like, and DeMontis just not a heavy scoring type big. That's not his game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not his game. I know people always like, how could you like DeMontis? He doesn't average 30. He's never gonna average 30. You know what I'm saying? He's never gonna average. He's just not that type of player. He's running the set but the offense is just
He's
needs
not
to
good
switch up.
enough.
You know what I'm saying? The offense it's not about being good enough.
That's what I was about to ask, bro. So you think-
Everybody just not a scorer. And I know
Sabonis is not a good enough scorer to average.
I know when you watch a lot of people when they watch basketball, they're not going to be a fan of somebody that's not a superstar scorer. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't look at basketball that way. So it's easy for me to be a fan of somebody that's not going to average 25 plus. You know what I'm saying? So
I love him in.
When you watch in the game, though, I mean, DeMontis do so much other stuff, but this offense just doesn't suit his play style. I don't think so. I just don't think we have the same type of team we had when Mike Brown implemented this. So I do think if we're gonna have this same roster next season, we have to switch up.
It better not be the same roster next year.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what we're doing. I'm just going off what we got right now. And I'm saying because I don't know what they're going to do. So I'm saying if we got this roster, we can't keep trying to run the same offense we was running in 23. Like this is it just don't work.
Saying that Sabonis is going to meet with management about whatever. I mean, I think they
said that last month. So that's what he should do. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Just like De'Aaron.
I think it should
just like
be over.
Just like De'Aaron did. He's supposed to question like, yo, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Nobody should just blindly follow a franchise.
I think it should be over for this iteration of the Kings. They're not good enough. Their top end talent is not good enough. The team roster doesn't make enough sense. This is not the Ox. This is about plea by GM ownership. I hate the way they built this team. I hate it. Like I told him when they got DeRozan, I hated what they're doing. I told him when they got Levine, I hated what they're doing. Like Levine was getting slandered yesterday because he wasn't making it work with the rest of the people on the roster. Like it wasn't Levine's fault why yesterday fell out the way it did. I think the team doesn't make any sense. The defense, they've managed to build like a competent defense because of what they were doing with Christie and all that, getting their energy up. I think Sabonis had an improved defensive season. All that stuff matters. But from a roster construction, it makes no sense. Like none of it does. And this is not a team that's going to be anywhere near mid to the top of the Western Conference if you're going to be relying on DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Domantas Sabonis, and then even what they did with
don't act like Domantas is the problem though.
No, I didn't say it was. You haven't heard me say that it is. What I am saying is the construction of the roster, including Sabonis, a part of that is the problem. Keegan Murray also was wasted this year for me personally. Wasted this season. I think they have an actual like core they could build around with Keegan, and you can do what you want to do from there. If you keep Keon, do whatever you want to do, but all the other jokers got to go.
Swiper. The thing about Keegan Murray, the thing about Keegan Murray is you gotta do what you got. You have to be like productive with what you got. Everybody don't got time to let's get into the game. You get 30 shots to get your shit off. Nah, Keegan, you get this much time to have the ball. You need to make something happen with it. We don't got time for Keegan missing open threes. We don't got time for Keegan missing contested layups. He has to be better. He got a lot better on the defensive end. I think he stepped up for us tremendously on that side of the court. But on the offensive side of the court, everything's not gonna be fair in how you want it. Like you gotta step your shit up. Just because DeMar DeRozan came over here and he's slowing the offense down, Keegan still was getting looks. He just not knocking that shit down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anytime I've been watching,
Keegan has to get better.
He don't hit his open. What did he shoot from three this year?
Like 34%, 35%.
He came in shooting like 40%.
He shooting like 40. Like his rookie year, he shot like 40%.
Yeah, it's been downhill ever since.
And then he hasn't moved as a defender, but his shooting is going down.
Yeah, 34.
Like Swiper, I feel what you're saying, but with that being said, though, like you can't make excuses. Like to me, I'm just talking about not you. I'm just talking about like Keegan Murray. Like there's no excuse for you to play that bad at basketball on this side of the court because I think he did play really good defense. But still, this like you can't your shooting percentage can't go down like that. And then the reason be because DeMar DeRozan came over here, he's taking more shots or he's slowing the offense down. You're still getting open looks. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have gave Doug McDermott or Trey Lyles his minutes a lot of parts of this season. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at it.
That seems like a bit but that's I'm saying Ox to the point though. What I'm saying, and maybe you can, I guess, appreciate that to have a year 3. What was he? Fourth overall pick?
Mm-hmm. He was a lot of picks.
A year 3 4th overall pick, and I think to Ox, I think to the point of you getting to the point where you're saying he should get like minutes taken down for Dougie McDermott, I think speaks to the issue. Is that he functionally was also not playing as well as he should. Agreed.
Sure.
But I also think functionally they are not utilizing their high value draft.
I think it's more of that
the correct way.
I think it's more of that, to be honest with you, Swiper, than his game. I don't think
Right.
that they're using him correctly. And to Ox's point, Ox is not one of these guys he may sound like he's married to this guy, that guy. No, if this dude playing better than this dude, get him off the floor. That's who Ox is. He's always been that way. So if Keegan Murray is the number 3 pick if Keegan Murray is the number 3 pick in the draft and he's not playing particularly well this night, but Dougie McDermott is playing better, get Murray off the floor and keep.
What does it mean
Dougie.
though? They're not playing like Keegan correctly. Like, what does that mean?
Well, figure this out, real talk. Keegan Murray, one of his strengths is being good defensively. That's one of his strengths. So you would think that there'd be guards around him who are better on the wing, so we could speed the game up because he's a long ball shooter, right? So we could get him more open looks and put him in transition in that kind of game. But they don't do that with him as much as they should. The other thing that they don't do with him, they put him as much as they get him open shots, they also put him in isolation. He's not an isolation player. That's not his game. We shouldn't be running ISO for him. We should be running double screen action. We should be running flare action for him because he's a shooter more than he is a guy putting the ball on the floor and one-on-one. That's not his game. And I think that with them utilizing him like that, that's making him look less than when he's probably a better player than that.
I mean, that guard you described, though, it seems like that's who they traded away. You said somebody that can speed the game up, can guard alongside of him. Like, De'Aaron Fox is one of the better, downhill guards in the league, probably the fastest guy with the ball in the league.
Yep.
And they traded him away. So
now remember, Real, I don't think that was their choice. De'Aaron wanted out. I don't think that they wanted to move off of him. I think that they wanted to keep him, but I think that he saw the direction of his crew, and I think it was more from a coaching standpoint that they didn't really know what they were doing with Mike Brown, and then moving off of Mike Brown. I don't think that from management it wasn't stable. That's why he wanted out. I don't think that they wanted to move off of him. I think that they wanted to keep him.
Yeah, he had played in. He had won 3. I think we talked about this a few months ago. He had won 3 playoff games in 8 years, and so it was just a matter of like it'd be another wasted season. This would have been another wasted season, even though he went to the Spurs. They didn't
Are you saying from his perspective?
Yeah, from his perspective, that was what came out. We talked about this, Ox, like early January, something like that.
We talked about it. We talked about it, but he like that. Like I said, De'Aaron need to hold himself accountable. Who did Steph Curry get 52 in Game 7?
You
know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. Well, I'm just saying, like, Monte McNair wasn't the one out there getting, you know what I'm saying, getting his top blew off. You know what I mean? We was up. We was up. Darren, you the starting point guard. Get the damn job done. You know what I'm saying? You let this man come to your house, put you over his knee and spank you.
I mean, you know some of us he's not an elite defender, so like it's not his job.
Just hold on, Swiper. We're not gonna do that.
Well, his hand was also broken. His finger was broken.
All I'm saying is De'Aaron got an awful lot of smoke for somebody that let somebody come into their house and give him 50. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yo, I want to address the problem.
He lost the game, you know what I'm saying? But Marcus is not the issue.
I want to address the problem at hand. And I guess it kind of does start with De'Aaron Fox and just the Sacramento Kings in general. The thing is, there's no such thing as a halfway rebuild. Ox, we got into a little spout about this a couple months ago, and we've gotten arguments about this multiple times over the years. There's no such thing as a halfway rebuild. De'Aaron Fox is gone. The minute he left was the minute you guys needed to start your rebuild. And this offseason, like Swipe was saying, that's what y'all need to do.
What you saying,
Ron? Sabonis needs to go. So you got 6 picks. You got 6 picks back for De'Aaron Fox. Sabonis needs to go to the highest bidder. Zach needs to go to the highest bidder. Debo needs to go to the highest bidder. Malik Monk, maybe he stays, or maybe he goes to the highest bidder too.
Ron, so make it clear.
Why league stay with the Montes got to go? I'm good with Zach and Depot.
Because DeMontis brings you back the most value. Stop being sentimental. You be the best talking about you not a sentimental nigga. Stop being sentimental.
Ron, this isn't about being sentimental. This is about being logical. You don't like you're
not
just
being logical because you're being sentimental.
You're not being logical. What I'm trying to get you to understand is when you rebuild, that doesn't mean we need to go get 50 draft picks. No, when you rebuild, you find the foundation to build on. You can't just build. You can't just build on sand.
That's how you do with draft picks.
Foundation of youth. How old is Sabonis?
DeMontis 29 years old. We got
DeMontis is old. He's you guys have got the farthest you're gonna go with DeMontis. I like DeMontis.
How do you know that? How do you know that, Ron? How do you know that, Ron? Yeah, but you agree for what? You don't know unless you know what you're gonna get back.
It is me, everybody on this panel, everybody in the chat.
I don't care what everybody in the panel is talking about. What I'm saying, hold on, Swipe. What I'm saying, Ron, is this. You can't just be like, we're rebuilding, take everybody and give me a bunch of draft picks. Then what? Then we're back in 2015. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, no, but you're back in 2015 with a treasure chest. I'm just saying, look at examples. Hold on, right quick, John D.
Random draft picks.
Look,
can
we look at examples around the league?
No. What I'm talking about is what we're dealing with right now. We don't got the same situation as every team around the league.
We're dealing with playing. So it's not. That's what we are. The Chicago. The Sacramento Bulls.
Okay, Ron. Ron. So what I'm saying is the Sacramento Bulls, they're the Bulls because of what? DeMar and Levine. So you get off of them. That has nothing to do with Domantas Sabonis. Hold on, bro. Just relax. If you can't build on nothing. You have to have a foundation. So while Domantas is only 29 years old, it makes more sense to me to get rid of these guys and see what we can build with our all-NBA big man instead of just here, take everybody because we lost in the play in 2 years. So just take everybody.
But if he doesn't, let me ask you this direct question, because if Sabonis, because say he does get to the point this summer where he just is fed of like the irrelevancy, and again, mostly because of management.
Sure.
But that's on him, and I don't think it is mostly because of management. But
Ox, let me finish. What I'm saying,
if he want to go, then buy. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying, but like that might be what it is. But it's not. I don't think that's him dissing like Sac fans. I think it's just like, what do you want me to do with this? Like I've literally done everything that I gave you a 19, 12, and 7 season. I gave you an all-NBA season. I'm giving you great offensive production. I improved my defense, and it means nothing. We're in the nice season. We get blown out again.
So you do it next year. What I'm saying, Swiper, is this: it has nothing to do with dissing Sac fans or anything like that. I don't care. I don't care about that. Or what I'm saying is you don't just get off of Domantas because we missed the playoffs. Like that's crazy. The only reason we was even have a shot when we get to the play-in is because of Domantas Sabonis.
So why are you doing the same thing over and over and over again?
It's not the same thing over and over.
They were the 3 seed 2 years ago.
Like,
what happened?
You're just saying.
They ran into Steph Curry right after they won the title.
Okay, so what happens if they would have made it to the playoffs this year? You gonna run into somebody and get your ass kicked again?
Ron, but you don't
been competitive. Ron, I'm sorry,
that's not the point, Ron. That's not the point. The point is last year, Domantas Sabonis has a hell of a season. What happens? Trey Lyles and Malik go out. We're not there because of Domantas. We are only.
Role players. That matters.
I know what Ron is doing. I'm ignoring.
You don't know what I'm doing. I ain't even made my point yet.
I'm ignoring the theatrics.
You stuck on Sabonis.
Yes, for a reason, Ron. Because you have to use your head, bro. The only reason that this is even a conversation is because of Domantas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis has been our best player since he got here. You know what I'm saying? He is the one that makes anything happen. No matter if it's just a play-in situation, it's because of Domantas Sabonis. You know what I'm saying? So you don't just get off of him. When you have other pieces, you have other pieces that you can come off of. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, can I explain to you why you come off Sabonis?
Because what do you think the value is? What do you think you're going to get back?
Can I just explain to you why you come off your best player in situations like this? The reason why you guys came off Sabonis, or the reason why you came off Fox, and the reason why you come off Sabonis, because
Fox wanted to leave. If Domantas wants to leave, then buy. That's two different things.
I'm saying whether he wants to go or not. you are gone. And the reason why I'm saying this is because first, Jamontis can be as spectacular as possible. We've seen this even with LeBron. Bro? You can be as spectacular as possible if you don't have the necessary talent around you. It does not matter. Drop Magic Johnson. Drop Magic Johnson on the Wizards. Drop Magic Johnson on the Wizards. What does it matter? He doesn't have nobody to pass the ball to. Well, you guys have a ceiling. Hold on, Swiper. I'm just obviously that's an extreme point, but I'm making a point. Now, I'm saying that to get to the point that I'm getting to. If you look at all the young and talented teams in the league, they started by blowing it up and coming off their best player. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they had Russell Westbrook at one point. They had Paul George at one point. They got off of him, got a tremendous amount of draft picks, and who did they get back in the process of trading?
So
a young, talented player named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
But Ron, they're not going to get the same return.
It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about they just.
And the Houston Rockets are about to be first round exits, Ron.
They just got and they're young.
But we're young. We're young.
We're
young.
They're young, and they still have more picks to go. They have a bright future ahead of them.
And we finna beat Golden State. Respect.
Ron, I see what you're saying. You haven't answered my question. What do you get?
Memphis Grizzlies. I would love to see. They draft Ja Morant with the number 2 pick.
Okay, Ron. So where do you see DeMontis and get back? They're barely might not even make the playoffs.
The point I'm making, they're more talented than you guys, and they're younger than you guys, and they have a brighter future than you guys.
If we're all talented in Cancun, what does it matter?
The Orlando Magic. They got Franz Wagner and they got Paulo with the number 2 pick.
In their first round exit. So what are we talking about?
Hey, they're younger than you guys. They're more talented than you guys, and they have a brighter future. My thing right now is your future is so uncertain. Your future is so uncertain.
And it's you know how
you
much
are the only nigga in here that'll argue that. What are you talking about?
Do you know how uncertain it is? How much uncertain our future? How much more uncertain our future gets with nobody, no Domantas Sabonis. We have no foundation, nothing to work with. Ron,
everybody that I'm talking about blew it up. At least young and talented.
At least you know that. I don't care what they did.
So you want to stay in the play forever?
You name 4 teams out of 30.
The Boston Celtics. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics in 2015 when they traded the big 3 to the Nets, or when they traded Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. What did they get back? A monstrous return of picks. Who did that turn into? Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and what did they keep doing? They kept signing. They signed out Horford. All of that turned that trade right there. What do you get for the reason why they are right now?
You get DeMontis for that? You're gonna get a second pick, a third pick, and a 5th pick for DeMontis Sabonis.
You don't know what it's.
You do need to get lucky. You do need to get lucky.
Right.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're being short-sighted, and this is not you. And I'm disappointed in you. This is disgraceful right now.
If I'm being short-sighted, it's because DeMontis Sabonis is 29 years old. He has 5 seasons left probably at this level.
And so if you feel that way, I'm sure other GMs in the league feel that way. My point is you got a good return back, a solid return back for De'Aaron Fox. You trade DeMontis, you get another solid return back. You get some other teams' draft picks to be coupled with your draft picks. Yeah, you guys are bad for maybe 2 or 3 seasons, but you know what comes with being bad? More high draft picks. You know what comes with high draft picks? Talented young players.
I don't want to hear this draft pick shit. We drafted Thomas Robinson and Nick Stauskas. I don't know.
You also drafted Keegan
How many years ago was that? Where was the league by that point?
It's not about being hurt. It's not about being hurt, Swiper. It's about knowing that you can't just count on the draft.
But you actually can, because you're the same one who came up here and told us. We didn't
draft DeMontis.
Came up here and told me
y'all get Dylan Harper this year.
A year ago that you felt like Keegan Murray had a Jason Tatum trajectory. Where'd you get him at?
He was balling. Jason Tatum was. I mean, Keegan Murray was balling at this point.
A year and a half later, now what? He got to get off the court for Dougie McDermott.
We've already went over that. The problem is to Ox's point. The problem is to Ron's point. These teams hit ceilings, and that there's a certain point where this is as good as we're going to go with this unit. And with Sabonis in the lineup, I can appreciate your logic, Ox. He's 29 years old. He's probably got 4 or 5 more years at this level. But what am I going to build around him right now? Because there is no quick fix in Sacramento with him. There isn't one. You're not getting De'Aaron Fox back. You're not getting Trae Young. You're not getting anybody big time at the lead guard spot for him. So what is the other alternative? The alternative is we got to start over because you already moved off your franchise point guard. So if I'm moving up my franchise point guard, what's the worst that can happen when I move up as a bonus? I'm starting over, and I'm starting over with a bevy of draft picks, and I'm building from there. Why not do that? Either that or stay in the play-in. I don't want to do that.
Ox, can I pose you with this situation? Because number one, I do hear you as far as like y'all getting these draft picks. Y'all haven't been the best draft picking team in the league. You know, that is definitely a valid.
He drafted good. He
got
drafted good four times in 25 years.
I understand that.
GM. Now you have to draft a new GM too.
Here's the other thing though. Sabonis stays on the team. Essentially, y'all do stay the Chicago Bulls or the Chicago Kings in the way that like y'all aren't bad enough to just go ahead and contend for like a top 5 pick. Because if Sabonis is on the team, y'all probably gonna be around the play-in situation, probably. And then at best, you're getting like picks 10 through 14 or something like that. And a player to change your franchise probably isn't coming that late. Just probability isn't coming that late in the draft. So you need to get rid of Sabonis so you can be trash. You need to be trash for a couple of years.
Yeah, that's I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
But you don't want to go back to those dark days, and I understand.
It's already dark. Real talk.
That's my point. That's my point too. Real talk. Even in those years, it's not like we was the 15th seed. You know what I'm saying? We was always the 11, 10. You know what I'm saying? A couple times the 9 seed. So we always been super like weak as hell, but like not the weakest. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we got. All I'm saying is, bro, it just makes no sense because I don't think we're getting 4 or 5 first round picks for DeMontis Sabonis anyway. You know what I'm saying? We got one of the better bigs.
Mikal Bridges went for 5-1s. You could get a haul for Sabonis. Stop
but it don't always work.
Hell
like that,
no.
It don't always work.
You don't need 5 though. Get 2 or 3 picks and another good young player.
You get a haul for him.
Like who?
Yes,
like who, Brian?
Like
who?
I got you somebody, you
I'll trade you Wendell Carter Jr. I got you Wendell Carter Jr. I'm giving you Tristan Da Silva. Tristan Da Silva.
See what I'm saying, Ron? This is the type of shit we got to deal with.
I'm giving you. No, that's a good trade. I'm giving you 3 first round picks. So you got Wendell, Tristan Da Silva, 3 first round. And I'll give you.
We don't want that. No.
Christian next to Keegan. Let's cook up.
Cool. Look, well, all I'm saying is, Swiper, we go like make trades. Make trades. Everybody can go, except for DeMontis, Malik, and Trey Lyles.
That's too much.
Other than that,
no, they gotta go. Bye, Malik.
Malik will if Malik can keep his ass healthy, but still, we still got faith in Malik.
Keegan Murray. So Keegan Murray on the block.
I mean, we got to rebuild. We got to rebuild, right?
So what? To Rod's point, if you rebuilding, why
what am I doing? Why am I keeping these dudes on the roster?
There are teams that got we could get some draft picks for DeMar, Zach,
what?
Keegan.
No way.
I'm not giving you no draft pick with DeMar DeRozan.
So you're not so you're just not going to get any draft. I'm not asking. I'm not asking for 7 first round draft picks.
No, player swap is what you're gonna get.
This isn't to me from what I see.
Harrison Barnes. Here you go.
This isn't as drastic as
you want Harrison back
as y'all making it seem.
To Ron's point, if we're gonna rebuild, we might as well use our best asset to get the most to rebuild.
Matter of fact, I'll give you Patrick Williams and Zach Collins. You taking that?
Look, what I'm saying is I understand. I understand how good DeMontis Sabonis is, and I wouldn't just let him go just because De'Aaron left. So that's all I got to say about it. You know, that's simple as that.
I didn't even see the thing is when I put it on
Twitter, it just those type of things just don't make sense to me. That type of shit never made sense to me. Like those just okay, fuck it, give up everybody and we'll see what happens. Like we got a foundation. We got one of the better bigs in the NBA. Yeah. We should probably rock with that.
I think the point is where we're running to now though.
We're not winning the championship. So
to the point though. You did say he's only 29 years old, but I think for DeMontis, I think he's like bigs don't age well. No, I haven't won anything. I haven't even sniffed past the first round of my career. like this is about the summer where you get moves like this, where it's like I need to go somewhere where I can at least have a chance to compete
where
for a
is that
playoff
spot?
spot.
Where's that spot?
We mean where?
And
There are plenty
once
of teams
again,
that have some bonus on it, and he-
Spider, if you're talking about from his point of view. If
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wants to leave, then by all means get the buy. But until that day comes, we gonna keep rocking.
Where is that? I love Sabonis up in Portland. I love him up
Portland.
Yes.
Hey, winning, not going to Portland.
See.
You ain't getting
Damn.
Donovan Clingan either for him, so I tell you that right now. I
How
don't
far-
need it.
What would
Chill,
you have?
DeMontis Sabonis is center version of Kobe White for you. I think he needs to be an elite rotational player.
No, y'all
He need
tripping.
to-
Y'all are tripping.
I think he needs to go be a backup for Nikola
You're
Jokic
horrible.
in
That's
Denver.
so horrible. Okay,
And they can do that same dribble handoff shit.
Nah, y'all
down
are
there
so
with
nasty,
him in
bro.
the game.
Him and Jokic.
This
This
is why. This is why I'm with Ox. This is why I'm with Ox. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about, bro.
I've never been a Sabonis guy. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's cool. Make him a backup over there, but he can just stay in sack and start. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine with me.
Ox.
Oscar, remember it. Rob,
Blow
remember
it up.
Then nuke and push the button. That's fun. If that's what happens, that's what happens. I'm saying this whole conversation has been. I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole conversation. Y'all yelling and trying to convince me DeMontis needs to go. Well, if he goes, he goes. But I wouldn't trade him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm saying, but Ox, if you're back here,
that's the same thing with De'Aaron Fox. If he has to go, then buy. But I wouldn't trade him.
If you're back here 9th or 10th seed next year, I mean, would you feel the same way with the like? Even if
Depends on why are we the 9th or 10th seed? See, the thing about it, Swiper, is I'm just I'm the Sacramento Kings fan, so I'm gonna be a fan of the Kings regardless of if we're the 15th seed or the 1st seed. So it don't really matter to me. But the thing about it is, don't just give everybody up. You know what I'm saying? When you got a foundation player right here. If DeMontis Sabonis never wins a championship in his career, that matters to him. I don't give a damn. So if he wants to leave, then buy DeMontis, go chase a ring. But if you don't ever win a ring in the Sacramento Kings jersey, my whole life is still going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's
if you want to talk about it from his point of view, then I can get with y'all. But from my point of view, ain't going nowhere.
I think that's
you're gonna be mid right here.
That's also
you're gonna be right here in Sacramento, mid as hell.
That's also a part of the issue.
You want to go win a championship? Take your ass somewhere else. We not doing that shit over here. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds awful. Now definitely.
That's how it goes now. That's how it goes in Sacramento. We ain't winning no goddamn championship. Trust me, that ain't happening.
Never moving up. So I'm
that ain't happening.
The same spot.
Yeah, you want to be a 4 seed, 5 seed, 9 seed, 10 seed. Feel me?
This is nasty.
1 through 3 though.
It really is.
It was just the 3 seed 2 years ago.
Yeah, we had to play the defending champs in the first round. That was a hell of a series, though, man. The arena was rocking.
She deserved better than this. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Nah, you know how bad I wanted that 8 seed. I couldn't wait to get to game 4. I was going to be at game 4.
I knew that they would beat you guys, though.
I think this is a funny thing. I think that's how the Kings owner feels too. I think that's why they're where they are. They're not the Rockies, but they're not too far away from the Rockies.
He's not tripping. He getting money. He ain't tripping. But it's all part of the game. You know what I mean? It's whatever.
I feel like the moment you win it,
I wouldn't move off DeMontis. That's my point. I would not move off DeMontis unless he wants to go somewhere.
You hold him prisoner is what I'm hearing. All right.
Wouldn't you?
No.
Was any of you guys comfortable watching Jason Kidd put Anthony Davis in isolation 25 feet away from the basket? Are you okay with that?
No, but the conversation around Anthony Davis just gets weird to me. I don't really get it. I think the philosophy that they were going to use was, we saw it in that Rocket game that first time when he was healthy, and it was a lot of like isolation around that nail area, like in the middle of the court, on that left block, which he's usually really good. But he can't really overwhelm anybody with physicality right now because, in my opinion, I think he's just hurt. I think he's playing hurt. I think he was supposed to be out the rest of this year with the same injury he's been dealing with for a while now. That's the reason why he was out, wasn't playing for the Lakers, was that same injury. And so now he comes back. He's relegated to, shooting a lot of jumpers. And then everybody's like, "Oh my God, I see AD's not this level offensive player," but it's like I don't think he's healthy either. So I
Scott
don't really
Perry.
think that's a blueprint.
Scott Perry, the new GM in Sacramento. Who is that?
I never heard of him.
Yeah, this is breaking news. So obviously the Sacramento Kings just fired their GM Monte McNair, but they just hired Scott Perry as their new general manager.
Who the hell is Scott Perry?
Light skin dude with freckles.
I don't trust light skin niggas with freckles.
Which means he was already going to be their general manager. They didn't just hire him out the blue. That was already the plan moving forward.
See what De'Aaron did? De'Aaron got my man Monty fired. Man, De'Aaron a hoe for real.
So
he over there and that big skinny nigga can't even play basketball. Look what he just did. Ran over there to San Antonio and that boy can't even play.
Scott Perry spent 3 months with the Kings in 2017 before leaving for the Knicks. Perry started his exec career in 2000 with Detroit. All right. Well, shout out Scott Perry.
All right.
Oh man,
the new king of Sacramento
from Detroit.
Good luck to him, in case you guys are wondering who he is.
Oh hell nah.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
There you go, big guy.
I seen him on ESPN a couple of times. Yeah, I seen him a couple of times on ESPN on NBA Today.
Hey,
he might got the way. He might be good at drafting. He might be a draft specialist. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So hey, but with that being said, though, I think we've upgraded our ability to draft. You know what I'm saying? Because we started. Remember, we had Petrie. He was terrible. Then we got Divac, who wasn't the best, but he was better than Petrie. And then McNair better than Divac. Maybe this dude might finally. We got somebody that can do some good drafting.
Sound like them dudes that you just they just all suck less. And so you suck, and you suck less than him, and then you just suck less than him. Now this guy right here coming in, he might be just a little bit better, but he's got some good philosophies. I saw him on NBA Today a couple of times when he was with the Knicks. I do remember him.
Really though, I wasn't even mad at. I wasn't mad at Monty though. Like I think Monty McNair did the best job he could with what he had. You know what I'm saying? I think Monty McNair did a good job.
This whole thing got blown up, Ox, in last season when Malik Monk got hurt. Because before Malik Monk got hurt, again, y'all ran into the defending champs. It was an opportunity last year, maybe to upgrade at the roster. You still was rolling. And then Malik Monk got hurt, and then that's how you ended up falling into the play-in tournament. Because I think you were like a game out the 6th spot, something like that.
Who was the 5 seed before?
I knew it was something like that. So you clearly were on to something. And then this season, you know, with the departure of Mike Brown, it just became something completely different. And then you move off of De'Aaron Fox. I mean, I don't understand why we holding on to this thing at this point.
Well, shit, I hope bro got a plan, man. Hope he coming.
I mean, I do think that answers your question too. Y'all finna trade every damn body.
Hope is not a plan. Real talk.
Yeah. That's Sabonis finna be gone. So I think you need to come to grips with that.
Yeah, what we not doing, Ox, is we're not trading Sabonis and getting a bunch of draft picks and let's see what happens. No, that's not.
What about seeing that dude picture got you so convinced that he's trading?
I'm saying
when you start, what in his eyes was telling you, "Oh, I'm trading them."
When you start making moves in the front office, typically that comes with.
Damn, so Jokic is going to get traded.
I mean, Sabonis isn't Jokic.
I know this sounds ridiculous.
Wait, Jamal Murray finna get traded? Is that what
they hope so? They hope
is Michael Porter Jr. is getting traded?
Hope so.
Oh no, Aaron Gordon's getting traded. Oh,
Luka threw a monkey wrench and all of that stuff, yo. All of it. Don't be surprised if you see John in a different uniform next year or Jaren Jackson in a different uniform next year. And that's not ridiculous to think that. No.
Yeah, well, Ox, I tried to tell you the exact point when everything was going to go downhill. You and the city of Sacramento didn't want to listen to me.
Why would we listen to you?
You shouldn't have traded away your best point guard when you did. Now look at you, point guard list.
Shit, we got the Montes for that nigga, so that was a good move.
Well, hey, you should have built around.
I also won that Malik Monk war because I said there's really not much of a gap between him and Anthony Simons, and people told me I was crazy.
Yeah, Malik been hurt, bro. Yeah,
De'Aaron Fox left, and then Malik Monk been looking real Anthony and Portland-ish since De'Aaron got traded. That's just a fact.
What has he been looking like?
How was that a
Look
fact?
at his numbers since De'Aaron been gone, and he had the one-man to offense.
We got to go off the numbers. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison. Anthony got game. Y'all be
That's what I said. Anthony, they was talking to me like Malik just clear Anthony. I'm like, Anthony's in Portland, bro. Like, Malik is in one of the best offenses in the league, but it's cool.
Well, all right, y'all. Make sure you turn on your notification bells, subscribe, and become a Hall of Famer like Cheese, like Vale, Tyrus Williams, Minor, like SSG, SS Popo, and definitely like Multi Kenny. Salute to them, salute to the Hall of Famers, and salute to everybody that sent through super chats. We are going to talk about the 2 playing games that will be coming across our screen tomorrow. We'll get into that here in a second, probably the last hour of the show. But as for right now, we got some super chats. The first one is from Jason Grills. He said, start bench cut. These all-time bad takes. The all-time bad takes on PC. Start bench cut. The first one is Jokic will be better than Shaq at defense in today's game. The second one is...
Who said that?
Yeah, who said that? Who said some shit like that? The second one is D-Wade was not dominant. Who would dare say something like that? And the last one is Anthony Davis is better than Tim Duncan. Start bench cut. Mars, would you like to? I'm assuming none of these are your takes, right?
You start like the worst take is supposed to be the one that starts. You go like,
yeah,
that's how you go.
I'd assume so.
Mars?
At the top of that list is what? Oh, at the bottom of the list, Mars. At number 3, which one is the least worst of these 3?
The least disgraceful.
The least disgraceful to me is Anthony Davis being better than Tim Duncan.
Okay, so that's the one that sucks the least. And then that leaves D-Wade not dominant, and Joker will be better at defense.
I think the worst take is Dwayne Wade wasn't dominant.
Who said that?
Jordan. my
he said no. He said he did say that, and then you asked.
Yeah, he said if you don't have an MVP, you're not dominant.
Yeah, and he said, and then the question was, is Kawhi Leonard not dominant either?
Yeah, so he said. So I think the worst one is D-Wade not being dominant. I think the middle one is Jokic being better than Shaq on defense, and the least egregious is Anthony Davis being better than Tim Duncan. I disagree with all of the takes, just to make that clear. Before someone's like, "Oh, you think AD's better than Duncan?" Like,
you know what, Mars? What's the sick point? The sick thing is, my mind was kind of going there. Like, Mars, what are you saying?
See, I had to rank 3 bad takes. I just think one's the least bad. Yeah, I think that's the least bad. I still disagree with it, but that's the least bad in my opinion.
Yeah, well, shout out to everybody that made these takes, and I just think back to that day when Jordan made his first panel appearance. He was doing so good, y'all. Like in the first 3 quarters, this is opening night. You're a rookie. First 3 quarters, he got like 3 steals, got a block, not an actual block, but the little slap down block. He had a couple dunks, a few assists. He was balling. And then he made that D-Wade take, and ever since then.
Yeah.
Ever since then, he been cooking up. Man, it's a Final Four PCL. Remember, right?
Hey, PCL Jordan ain't saying D-Wade ain't dominant.
Facts. PCL Jordan gonna talk about all the way D-Wade was dominant.
PCL Jordan explained why D-Wade was dominant. Actually, that's what he would do.
Yeah, we not standing for no Frenchie disrespect right now.
Yeah, well, shout out to Average. They became a YouTube member. Shout out to Heat vs. Haters 2.0. They became a YouTube member. Smoke Rich Big said Sabonis 10-0 versus AD. Games where he scored 5, 3, 8, and 4.
Okay.
Who, Sabonis or AD?
I'd assume so. If we're categorizing Sabonis' value as how many points he scores, then I guess. But I also think Sabonis sucks last night, but that's besides the point.
Another day that ends.
Masinko said, "Yo, someone told me yesterday Serge Ibaka ranks higher than Pau Gasol. My hero came through big time last night."
I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
I disagree.
mean, they're obviously wrong. So
I disagree. I disagree. I think Pau Gasol was better than Serge. Serge was nice though. Serge was really nice.
Salute to Big Serge. And salute to Tyler Herro. Got busy last night.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to finally respect Tyler Herro. That's kind of crazy.
Talk to him, real talk.
Well,
Tyler nice. I can't even lie no more. Tyler nice.
Super dope.
Swiper had him on an all-pro team at one point this year
before he fell off.
Yeah,
but he came up. He came up yesterday.
He better Austin Reeves.
He fell off.
Hell no.
His season did not end how it started.
Hell no.
I don't know. Real talk. It's that question's hard for me. I do got Tyler Herro right now, but that's definitely no knock to AR-15. That's definitely no knock. I think both of them dudes are really. In fact, I think both of them dudes are underrated. I don't think we see how good both of them are. But I
think we get to see more of Tyler because of like the situation in Miami right now. He kind of had, he had more responsibility offensively this year on a consistent basis. But
more efficient. He doesn't get the chance to play with LeBron and Luka and Anthony Davis. Oh,
yeah. I mean, as far as putting up volume numbers, yeah.
Does that matter? Real talk. If they switch situations, do you think that would make a difference on who you thought would be better? Do you think Tyler would be better in that situation?
No, I don't think. Well, I mean, Tyler's a better shooter, so he may be even better next to LeBron and Luka. But I just think that Austin is better with the ball. I think I would prefer Austin in isolation. I think I prefer Austin in pick and roll situations. I think I prefer him as a passer and playmaker. But as far as off ball and playing with Luka, off of Luka and LeBron, I think Tyler would do that better than Austin Reeves. Probably.
Yeah, I think Austin's a better passer and distributor as well.
Yeah.
And I think he's a better defender also.
True.
Running a poll right now. I'm asking you guys who's better, Tyler Herro or AR-15. Y'all come talk to us.
And this is like the sixth time we've asked this question.
All-Star or the Lakers' third best player?
Things change.
I mean, in the East, AR might.
I'm just saying, just based on what resume.
I mean,
we got player winning the poll right now.
We gotta ask, Swapper, because I mean, even yourself, you even switched up on Tyler Herro this season. So
I have not.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like you just jumping fences. I'm just saying you've seen, you've thought he was better at some points, and at least
No, I think it's a progression. I think he was really good, all NBA level for me, and then he stopped being all NBA level. So then I adjusted, just like JJJ. He was clearly. Well, I think he had an argument for second team, and then he didn't have an argument for second team. So, I mean, he was going to win DPOI, then he didn't win DPOI, and then Evan Mobley had an argument for DPOI, and then I did some more work and research, and I was like, you know what? He's not going to be my DPOI probably.
And it's going to be Amen Thompson, right?
And then I did work on Amen Thompson. I said he's not been the best defender in the league all year at any point in the year. So, shout out though.
At any point?
No, of course not. No.
No. But if you've been,
and then Chet, as I said,
but that's unfair because Wemby was the best for the first 40. Well, Chet was the best for 9 games.
Yeah.
Then Wemby was the best for the next 37 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just okay. So who was the best the last period of the season? But if you look at start to finish, Amen Thompson been consistently in that top 5 defenders in the league. So yeah, that's why he the defensive player of the year.
So this season consistently, where's Amen Thompson been with perimeter defenders? 1 through 2, 3. So
he's top 2 perimeter defender, easy. Personally.
Who's he in contention with in your estimation, Mons?
His brother.
With his brother. So Dyson Daniels is not in this conversation.
You can bring him up in the conversation. I think Amen's better. Yeah, I'll have the conversation. I'm fine with it.
Interesting.
He said best perimeter defenders this year.
This season alone, yes.
And Dyson can come up in the conversation.
Yeah,
he can
come up. Oh, hold on. Let me take Swiper's answer. Chris Dunn's in the combo.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine bringing. He asked me. I said Amen's top 2, but
the highest graded perimeter point of attack defenders in the league this year for this index that I've been reading is Chris Dunn, Amen Thompson, Ausar Thompson, Thibault, Dyson Daniels, Keon Ellis, Cason Wallace, Jaden Watson.
This is in order?
Yes. Haywood Highsmith, Anthony Black. This is by order of D LeBron, and then there's a grade system you can go to too. But I just went to LeBron. It's just an analytic system. Just compiles numbers and all that stuff. It's not something you have to completely rely on. It's just giving a perspective.
It's not something you have to rely on at all.
No, I mean you can if you want to. So like a lot of voters use.
You don't have to. That's what I said.
Let me see. Point of attack. Is there a? And then let's see here. If I take this out, and then we go to chasers, because that's a part of the responsibility as well.
Yeah.
Chasers, the best Derek White, KCP, and then if you filter it out for minutes, let's see. If I filter this out for minutes.
Hey, Swiper, next PC weekend, you're gonna have to teach me how to use those little gadgets that you
I think every content creator should learn how to use this stuff.
Hey,
Yeah,
shit, what you say? You can't be a superhero if you use gadgets and all of that stuff.
You don't have no superhuman ability.
It's just watch the games. Okay, if this is my issue, just watch the games, people.
What is it, Batman?
No, those are the same people. Those are
as you were saying, they're the same people, Swiper. Those are the same people that what, Swiper?
You can do both. That say this player is clearly better than this other one, and it's like, well, then you tell them they're shot chuckers. Well, that stuff doesn't matter. Look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. They're bad. The turnovers are high. Well, that's because this not. It's like, just there's things to help you explain things. But
more people.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I don't want to mess with that because if I get my hands on all them gadgets and all that pretty shit, it's gonna be unfair for y'all.
Make it unfair for us, not. Yeah, make it unfair for us. But I do know that more people are sent to the penitentiary on witness testimony, and witnesses have been wrong because your eyes are not always correct. So just because
the numbers just be lying.
Just because, right, and they lying because of what their eyes are telling them. Just because you watching games does not mean that you got it correct. No,
man, I gotta tell you though, bro. Like, I know people, this is whatever. Just pretend you didn't know who I was. Like, Chris Dunn ranks very high in all this stuff, like extremely high. Josh Hart too. He's one of the best helpers in the NBA. And who brought this up? Was that yesterday talking about the Magic? Who brought up Anthony Black? His defense is his defense is ranked very high, like a lot of these grading systems. J-Dub is as well. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Lou Dort not in any of these analytical?
Well, Lou Dort. Remember, Lou Dort's going to be skewed because of matchup difficulty. But he played versus the best defender every single night, so like his is going to be skewed differently.
And so,
J-Dub should also be brought up in the perimeter defenders.
Yeah, but I'm saying Amin's not like super high on these either. But I think some of these grading systems are affected by now you can filter out versus stars, like how well you're performing and all that kind of stuff. Because Amin Thompson has a higher star grading metric. Chris Dunn does, J-Dub does, like Lou Dort does. You can sort out all that stuff too.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still just stuck on Dyson Daniels can be in a conversation. I just personally believe the conversation this year starts with Dyson Daniels, and then we can start talking from there.
Yeah, I mean he's to your point, he's 100 percentile on ball defender this year, 100.
Who are you talking? Who, Dyson?
Yes.
How much better this season, Miles, in your estimation? How much better this season has Amin Thompson been than Drew Holiday?
Substantially.
Drew Holiday's not been good this year.
They're not even in the same universe.
So is the gap is this where we are?
Wide as hell.
But see, Swiper, when you say things like Drew Holiday hasn't been good
relative to these other players, let me finish that. Yeah, relative to the other guards. Yeah.
Okay. Right. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Does J-Dub not get any say in these first team talks or even?
He's on my first team.
Yeah, he's on my first team.
But I'm saying when's the last time we saw a wing post those kind of rim protection numbers?
Amin Thompson.
Amin is at I think last time
negative
I
saw
it was negative 9, and
J-Dub's at
J-Dub's at negative 11.
Yeah, it's comparable, but yeah, J-Dub. You can say J-Dub
on more attempts though. J-Dub has more attempts.
Yeah, you can say J-Dub well. I'm just saying Amin Thompson is a wing who we've seen post similar numbers.
It's full data.
But yeah, J-Dub is the best rim protecting wing in the league.
Well, one of them. Yeah, one of them. Yeah,
who else is there? Who else is there?
Say it, Mars.
Maybe 3. I don't know.
Amin Thompson is great at the rim.
Want me to say?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Who I want to say boot the who's
Sorry,
not an
Thompson.
all defender? You made a great argument for him.
You want me to say Peyton Watson? Is
No,
that who
he
you want
is.
to
No,
say?
I'm saying he is.
Oh yeah, Peyton was on there. Yeah, he was on
Peyton
the
Watson.
list.
Then
Ron,
I say
I'm
he's not an on-ball defender, and I get.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
That is what happens. But okay.
Let's see here.
Peyton Watson's at negative 7.7%.
Hey, why he's looking for that, Ron? Can you check something for me? Because I think I really messed up, really effed up on that form. I think I forgot to put him in Thompson in my all defense team.
You definitely did.
That happened.
Oh, shit.
It's too late now though. If he was that glaring and you forgot him, then hey.
No, that's
So
tough.
you and a men Thompson.
No, that's crazy. That's egregious, and I want to publicly apologize. That was an oversight, a real accident. I did it like at 1 a.m. I
don't
was
worry.
exhausted.
Twitter, go get a hold of this. Talk to them.
I'm sorry, yo. That was 100% an accident. I did not mean to do that. Right? I'm not a Min Thompson hater. I just slipped my mind.
No,
It happens.
sound like
I'm
a
human.
hater.
I'm human. I'm human.
Sound like I hate it to me.
Damn.
Yeah, but to your point, real talk. Yeah, he's at a rim defensive field goal percentage versus expected. J-Dub is at a -11. And who was the other one you asked about?
Man, Peyton Watson.
Amen's at like 9, huh?
Around 10. We can round up. We can say 10.
Let's see. Take this out. Let's see. Mars's DPOY is currently at.
Mars DPOY.
Yeah.
He is at interior defense. It's at a -9.70.
See, basically
I guess
10.
around up.
Yeah, Zach, come on, man. That's a man Thompson right there, man.
I guess.
But honestly though, like it's not that I want to. I actually will say this, and I would love to hear what people. I actually think based on all the stuff that you look at, I would say like rim protection, rim deterrence, and help defense is probably the 3 most important things right now in the NBA.
Sure.
And I think that that's why Dyson's numbers are like impeccable, this season.
Important I feel like your perimeter players being able to contain the ball makes all the other 3 easier though. So to me, I feel like being able to contain the ball and keep people in front on a consistent basis probably would even aid the rim protection numbers. So for me, I got containing the ball is the most important.
As the most important.
I mean, I would screen navigation would be very high on my list of values.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
There's a lot of defense. There's so many things that go into it.
Bless you.
I couldn't rank them personally.
But also,
But Tyson Daniels is amazing for sure.
Draymond's at a -9 defensive field goal per expected, but he is an A+ 100 percentile rim deterrence player. He's an 90 percentile rim protector.
I mean, I guess.
Draymond is
You said what?
He's a glitch.
That doesn't make a whole bunch of sense to me.
Deterrence?
Yeah.
I think it's keeping people from shooting or scoring within from the restricted area.
What do you mean that doesn't make sense to you, Mars? You understand what rim deterrence is?
No, it doesn't make sense to me that Draymond is A+ or whatever he just said. I understand what rim deterrence is. It just doesn't add up to me that Draymond is so amazing.
Draymond does do that.
Draymond
I'm gonna pick you up before you can get to your launch
it says
pad.
I didn't know rim deterrence stats would account.
Yeah, it says a value reflecting the rate at which the opposing team's offenses generate shots at the rim at the percentage of the total shots, more or less, while the defender's on court.
And Draymond is really good at running guys out of the lane. Draymond is really good.
So what's Sabonis' rim deterrence numbers?
That's a good question.
I'm looking it up now.
We going
here now? The Kings don't give up a bunch of shots inside at the rim either.
DeMontis, his first name starts with a D. So you get down here, go to rim protection. Sabonis is at a -3.20, which I said. Improved defensive year. You know what I mean? That's good rim protection for DeMontis.
What percentile would that be?
Huh?
What percentile would that be?
That would be a 65th, which is a B-, which is for Sabonis is really good.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that is just scheme dependent. Like the Kings just collapse their whole defense when people go near the rim. So, like, is Sabonis being rewarded for the fact that the Kings are collapsing their defense so people aren't shooting at the rim?
Well, I think. Well, remember, rim protection is shots shots against.
Yeah.
So rim deterrence is the prevention of shots.
Yeah, but if
against
the
that rim.
Kings scheme is about preventing shots, is Sabonis being
No,
overrated?
so this is it's,
Everybody's scheme is
your-
about preventing
your
shots.
actual
Everybody's.
definition of that is Jokic. Jokic is an F, remember, at rim
I don't know if their
defense,
scheme is about
but he's an
preventing
A
shots.
plus rim deterrence. Because
Yeah,
remember,
see, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
No,
Like,
because it's
no, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It's
That's
scheme,
ridiculous.
it's scheme adjusted. So that's what I'm saying. It's scheme specific, but it's also like the totality of the shots while on the court you're allowing at the rim. And obviously, if you're playing at the level or
But like that's why the word deterrence is thrown. Like real deterrence, and this is why like Wemby, Rudy are real deterrence. Like when you're at the basket, guys
block
aren't
the
willing to
shots.
go up because you exist. The other team not getting shots at the rim because your entire scheme is dependent on refusing to let them get to the rim.
most
It's
bigs
not
are like that though.
deterrence, but that's not deterrence to me. Like if the stat is saying Jokic is an A plus rim deterrent because Denver's scheme organically gives up threes because they have to bring the whole defense in to take away the rim. How is that Jokic rim deterrent?
Well, no. Correct that. 2 years ago, so when they actually ran it well, they didn't this year.
That's a whole.
I know, but there's several reasons why. Like this year, they've been bad at execution the scheme and stuff. So I think some of this is why I don't get lost in Jokic. Because like I'm just saying. I think like when you're talking about like the rim deterrent stuff for every player, it's like it's the ability for that specific player. They're measuring that particular player's ability to cut you off from getting into the rim to attempt a shot. So
yeah,
like,
I don't think it's accurate if it has Sabonis as 65th percentile and Jokic is A plus. Personally,
no. Remember, Sabonis on rim deterrence is higher than that. He's a 93rd percent.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate. Me personally, my eyes don't say the same thing. Like,
hey, Swiper.
I get what
What's
you're
up?
saying. The stat shows, but like when teams have Jokic, Sabonis, to a lesser extent Vucevic, because the rules are kind of weird. But like when you have that level of poor rim protector. So the team is having to, in my opinion, compensate for that.
Was Sabonis say worse? Was Sabonis this year a bad rim protector though?
No, but I think the effectiveness of the Kings rim protection increased this year, but that's because schematically they changed and they made sure that their shell defense was so compact that anytime there was a drive, you had Sabonis down there, but you also collapsed the whole defense. It's why the Kings and teams like the Hawks gave up so many threes this year. Because their whole defense was about taking away the rim and then giving up threes ultimately. So, like, that's not Sabonis rim deterrence in my mind. That's the team making a conscious decision to take away the rim because you can't have a one-man deterrent down there. So, like, for me, that's Kings deterrent. That's the Kings rim deterrent.
Well, I think, but the reason that's problematic is because I'm looking right now. So, if you go to anchor bigs, like this year, and I didn't filter for minutes, so just go with that.
Yeah,
Anchor bigs, Robert Williams is number 1. Donovan Clingan is number 2. Mo Bamba. Khalil Ware, Rudy Gobert, Zubac, Mason Plumlee, Kevon Looney, Luke Cornett, Jackson Hayes, and then like you keep going, Mark Williams, Taj Gibson, Daniel Tice. Like these are all like the highest graded anchor bigs, and all of them are relying on schemes, obviously. But then you do the further work, and then you can filter out by like all the other stuff. Like I think for me, I think every big exists in a scheme and benefits from a scheme. It's just I think how well that big is able to execute the scheme probably more important than anything else. Based on like their actual.
I agree with that, but like, go ahead. I'll say what I want to say.
What I'm asking, Mars, is because you have a guy in Joker who isn't very good in terms of a shot blocker. How about that? Right?
Yes.
He isn't very good as a shot blocker, sure. However, we do have elite shot blockers who also have great wing defenders. Well, wouldn't they contribute to rim deterrence? And if they contribute to rim deterrence, why wouldn't that be the same philosophy for Joker? Even though he's not a great shot blocker, you are contributing to our rim deterrence.
I mean, I think everyone contributes to it. I think it's just when it grades out as Jokic is A plus and Sabonis is 93rd percentile and whatever. And I watch the Kings play and I'm like, the Kings are second in defensive rim frequency. So like the amount of shots they give up at the rim, they're second in the league. So they barely give up shots at the rim. 40% of the shots they give up are threes. Like, so when you watch the Kings play, you can see that the team is making a conscious decision to not give up shots to the rim. It's not like we have Sabonis down there. He's going to man the middle, and that's our rim deterrence. It's no.
Like Rudy Gobert or
Rudy Gobert, for example,
right.
Teams don't send a bunch of help to the paint because Rudy's down there. The Kings, it's the opposite. They're sending a bunch of help to the paint because Sabonis isn't a deterrent, in my opinion. So the numbers paint him.
Well, I think
as
he was a
strong
deterrent this
deterrent.
year, though. Like but that's what I'm saying.
Not to a 93rd percentile.
Well, I
like,
think
that's
what we're disagreeing on though is that I think Sabonis, he's not Zubac and like even Şengün. Şengün was a rim deterrent this year, like better than he has been in previous seasons. Like he also had a plus defensive year relative to what he had done within the first 3 years.
On defense now, deterrent is just not the word I would use, but yeah,
but I'm saying
I think he's been a solid rim protect.
Yeah, but he plays help.
Well, I'm into
He's not.
I think Mars's. I think Mars's idea of a because if I'm following this conversation correctly, I think Mars's idea of a rim deterrent is a guy who we're staying out of the paint primarily because of him. Primarily because of him, like, not because
the teams that are having to build a scheme around taking away the rim because their sole anchor can't do it. I'm not calling that big the deterrent. I'm sorry, like that's the scheme is the deterrent.
Sure,
give the team credit for it, not this. It's not Jokic, it's not Sabonis, it's not you. It's we've had to build a scheme around what you can't do. So we've had to take away the rim using all 5 of our guys because you individually can't do it. And that's not like Sabonis being competent within the Kings scheme this year. Credit to him. I think he's been a really good contributor to that scheme. He's improved defensively in order to execute a scheme that hides his weaknesses in terms of being a rim deterrent, rim protector. And the Kings have done a good job of executing that in parts now with the Levine addition. I think their defense is sucked. And the Nuggets, prior to this season, they did a good job of executing within their scheme because Jokic wasn't a rim protector, rim deterrent. So they had to build a scheme that made him not have to do that by himself. So if it's grading Jokic as an 100 percentile rim deterrent, whatever it is, high number. Like, sorry, I don't buy that number.
Şengün this year, like to be fair though, is graded out as a positive rim protector.
Swiper.
But the
I think he's.
I think that's ridiculous. I'm saying anyone.
I never said
anyone genuinely that can tell me that Alperen Şengün has not been a positive rim protector this year. I think you are being very casual.
He said rim deterrent.
I think he's been a good
he didn't grade out well as rim deterrent this year though. He graded out as a good rim protector.
Connecting the dots.
I'm not even arguing with you. I'm arguing
We're connecting the dots.
I'm arguing with you, Ron. Anyone that says
Şengün's a better rim protector than both.
That's what I'm saying. Anyone that doesn't think Şengün's
somebody else. It all circles back around to the North Pole.
This is what I'm saying. This is
good old Saint.
Hey, we know where we going. We know what we doing.
Right, we know. Move on. What I don't like is the fact that y'all will approach things from such a casual standpoint.
No. I'm not doing
that. Because the issue is the moment. Yeah, it is. The moment I bring up what happened with Şengün, the positive things he legitimately has done this year, which is enhanced the Rockets defense. That's all the argument I'm making. Right. He has been a positive rim protector this year. There's no argument.
No one disagrees with that.
No, I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. I don't even know what Ron's talking about with this full circle nonsense. He has been a positive rim protector this year.
I agree.
Şengün and Sabonis has had an improved rim protection season this year. That's true.
Yeah.
So like, what is the circle? What is the circle?
It didn't look like it last night. It looked like the boys was there.
I just disagree with 93rd percentile or wherever he ranks. Like that, and Şengün, you said he didn't grade out as a great rim protector. So rim deterrent. So that's fine. I don't think Şengün is a rim deterrent. I think he's a solid rim protector, but I don't think he's a great rim deterrent. I do not think Sabonis is worthy of being a 93rd percentile rim deterrent. I just don't. Person. So
even if the scheme entails that, right? Even if the scheme involves that, and you guys are doing the lion's share of the work where a guy is coming down the lane and you throwing him off balance and he sees me and I might block a shot, or then he sees me and I'm going the other way. And a large part of that is because what Ellis just did with getting him in the lane. A large part of that would be that. And he sees me as the back line, and now he's running away from the rim. Not because I'm a great rim protector, but because what Ellis did or what Keegan Murray did to run him into me. So now he's off balance.
And Sabonis has to do his job by not allowing you to get to the spot.
And what I 100% Swiper. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to take away from what these guys do, right? I know that sure, Sabonis is one of the, but to Mars' point, he ain't Evan Mobley. He ain't Chet. He's not Wemby. And that's what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about rim deterrence. He's thinking
that's not what rim, but that's not they're all really good rim protectors.
When I have 90 percentile, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I think that the issue with this though is that when we start having conversations that include things that are like we're taking it face value for hearing it for the first time, the way we dissect that information is troubling. Because what I'm saying to you is that you don't have to say these are end all be all. What it is trying to say is that these are the things these players do well. It's that simple.
Jonas Valanciunas is the 99th percentile rim returner. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you can't tell me that that's not because of what the Kings
It's
do
because of the
defensively,
scheme. I understand that, but they're
So then-
contributing to the scheme. That's the
Yeah,
whole
but-
argument. That's it. That's the whole argument.
Everyone is a contributor to the scheme.
And
But
you
it's
can do that in a
it's
positive and
painting these
negative
bad rim
standpoint.
deterrent players
And
as
you can, but Mars,
elite.
you can
Like,
do
I'm
that
sorry,
from
I'm
a
not backing-
positive and negative standard, though. Like that's what it is. Like you can execute the scheme in a way that helps your team, or you don't. It's both of those things.
Yeah,
but it's not the all in
reason
and
the
all.
scheme exists is because you aren't good at it.
Well, I think you funnel to bigs traditionally anyway, personally.
What the Kings do is not funnel to bigs. What the Kings do is collapse their whole defense on drives. They're not funneling. A funnel is, I'm not going to bring up Luka and the Mavs last year because he was
I
getting
was
blown
about to say that.
A funnel is what the
Olay.
Timberwolves tend to do, or the Jazz used to do with Rudy Gobert.
It's the opposite
Funnel
of a
things-
funnel.
Yeah, funnel
They
things down
defunnel.
towards the rim protector, and then we can stay home. What the Kings do is bring the whole defense in on drives. That's not funneling to a rim deterrent. That's funneling to our four-man defense. So Giannis Valanciunas is not a 99th percentile rim deterrent. I'm sorry, he's not. So like, I understand how you're saying it's trapped, and you're saying everyone's active within the scheme. I understand that. But the reason the schemes are so aggressive for the Kings and the Nuggets, etc., is because of the fact that them bigs aren't rim deterrents by themselves. They aren't one-man deterrents. They aren't one-man rim protectors. They don't shut off the paint
But
individually.
who said that? I
So you
guess
have to-
where,
you
but
have
where
to
did you
build a
get
scheme
that? Where did you
that-
get that I said that individual player is that though?
Because when you say Sabonis is 93rd percentile rim deterrent, and I say I don't think that's an accurate depiction of his individual rim deterrents, why are we debating?
Because
If you're not trying to say that it's
conversation is
Sabonis
about
individual.
contributing to a scheme. But like I say, it ultimately really doesn't matter. Like it's just people don't want to use it; they don't have to use it. But I think this is a helpful way to talk about what players are contributing positively and negatively defensively. It's really just that simple.
Ron, y'all should clip that. Y'all should clip that up and just make the video L basketball. I think that was a great dialogue. That was great. That was fantastic. I ain't gonna lie. We needed. I think a lot of people need.
Yes,
to
PC can continue. You can put that out. I have no issue with that. Like if people don't feel like that's useful, then it's not useful. But I think every player has things that, but it doesn't matter really because they're just gonna go around in a circle. Like honestly, it's just gonna go around in a circle. I understand where this is.
All right, y'all. Well, one thing that we do know that's going to happen today is my man Chill will be on Chill with Big Ox, and he'll be talking about the playing game. So, Chill, you look like you're eager to get down to the bottom of something, and Ox looks pissed about something. I don't know what it could be, but hey.
Maybe his name not being in the title. I'll be pissed
Maybe
about
it's because
that too.
Sabonis didn't make the thumbnail.
I mean, why
Either
would
way it goes, episode 104 today, a Chill with Chill. You guys make sure to tap in because it's going to be a good one, as always.
as always.
Hosted by Ox. Chill with Chill. Hosted by Ox. And
We
everybody
need to
knows
start
that.
adding that on there. Chill with Chill, hosted by Ox.
Everybody knows that. It's not news. Hosted by Ox.
Yeah. No recognition in the title, but I guess.
Shout out Big Ox and shout out Chill. My
Mars, you
man
are a
Tyler.
scumbag, Mars. I just want to make sure that we clear on that. You are the
absolutely.
evolution of a scumbag. I just want to make sure that we clear on that. Yes, you are. You're
99%
not.
of a scumbag, yes, sir.
You're not. Yes, yes, 100%. And I appreciate that about you, Mars, because you wallow in your scumbag. Like you're not one of them dudes who runs away from it. Like that's who you.
I don't
are.
live in denial. That's I'm
that's
honest.
just great to
I'm
know.
honest.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm honest about what I am, and it's always funny. Like there's some people, and when you guys say like I have glazes in the chat, it's absolutely true. Because there's some people who are like, no, Mars is just joking about how bad of a person he is. Like, no, I don't know why people think I'm good. No, it's not a joke. I'm not a very good person. If anyone's
Mars,
like,
you're
oh,
a
yeah.
good guy.
If anyone's like, yeah,
I
I
hung out
like
with you in
Mars, I don't
person.
know why. Just either
Yeah,
you
you're a
listen
good
to my
person.
basketball takes or you don't. But trying to act like I'm anything other than a bad person is ridiculous.
Mars.
You Glazers are more positive about me than I am. It's like you guys just
Mars,
I ain't
I've
going-
seen
I-
you do good
I ain't
things in
going that
person.
far.
I seen
Yes,
when you
I have.
opened the door for that old lady.
Yeah.
She was no way she would have been able to get in that building. You opened the door for her, you helped her inside, helped her to her car. Like
Oh, okay. I was like, did I actually do this? And then you started adding up extra stuff that I know I didn't do. Okay.
Well, so Mars, you wouldn't open the door for old lady. I think you could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's why I was like, when he said that,
you don't
I
gotta
was
take it that far.
Maybe I did do that. And then he started lying. Oh, you held her to a car. Okay, yeah, we just lying now. I know.
Also, Ron,
I don't know if you was being nice, or I don't know if you was. What's up, Ox?
It's weird. what I want to say though, Ron, is we have the best show on the platform. The show is called
the panel,
Chill.
of course.
The show is called Chill with Chill. Respect our show.
This one?
That one. Respect our show.
And hence the term our show. Not my show.
The show is called Chill with Chill. And it is the best show on the platform. And we will be on today in 3 hours? Y'all don't be late.
Yep.
Y'all heard it. Tyler T.
You were reading Superchats, Ron. Keep going. You were reading
Tyler T sent through a members chat and said, Celtics better, Jokic better. Have a great rest of y'all week, yo. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Magic in 6, Clippers in 5.
Magic in 6 is crazy.
If they win a game in that series, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if they win a game in that series, Marcus. I would be.
I do got the Clippers winning that series, and probably in about 6.
I got Denver winning that series.
Of course you do.
Dissect sent through a members chat and said the Mavs won despite of AD, not because of him. He was bad.
Okay. He shot
I guess
the ball
them 3
bad
blocks
early.
and that steal.
Yeah, let's chill out. Let's chill out. No, he was bad shooting the ball early, but no, he wasn't bad all the way around. No, he wasn't. He got it going later on too. So let's chill out with that.
Yeah, when they were up 200. He was mid. AD was mid. But they won, so who cares?
Hey man, respect AD.
Cowboy Bob said the last game for every team was more entertaining than yesterday's games. Last night, the NBA lost views. Also, would y'all be open to the NBA having 2 expansion teams that draft from Euro leagues?
No.
He actually came to my Cowboy Bob came to my playback yesterday and talked this idea out with me. Basically saying 2 Euro programs, right, get the draft from the entirety of the Euro League and then bring those 2 teams to the NBA. It was his idea.
Well, first of all, drafting 2 players from the Euro League.
No, 2 teams, 2 complete teams. Yeah.
I've never been a fan of this whole Euro. No. Oh, man. I understand how technologically advanced we are today, but like Barcelona FC being in the NBA is nightmare. That's a nightmare for them. Spain to San Francisco?
Oh, yeah. Okay. You talking about traveling. Okay.
Spain to Phoenix?
You made me do that for PC weekend. Oh.
What the hell?
No, he was essentially saying those 2 teams would like locate somewhere in the and like play an NBA schedule, live in the US. They wouldn't have to fly back and forth.
You're taking 30 players from the EuroLeague.
I know.
You're taking away probably the 30 best players or close to the 30 best players from the EuroLeague, which I think is a horrible idea. And B, and I mean this with like as close to the most respect I can, because I don't watch a bunch of the EuroLeague. Within about 4 years, most of them will be back in the EuroLeague.
See, I said that too. I said, honestly, a lot of players are in the EuroLeague because they're not NBA players. I mean, they're not. The NBA's court is bigger. So that comes with having to cover more ground, which is the demand for like the average athlete to be better. And that's kind of a lot of the times the separator between NBA athletes and EuroLeague.
My question
this EuroLeague team, this EuroLeague team would be better than a lot of you guys would expect, though. I'm here.
Yeah, I think they could. I think they could compete. They'd have talent, but we're gonna get to a point.
It's not even a talent part, though,
if they win 34 games in the NBA, well, you're gonna get the 12th pick every year.
They're not gonna,
like it just doesn't logically make sense to keep
best
going.
Players from the EuroLeague, I'm telling you guys right now, they're not. They're the Sacramento Kings at
Ron,
worst.
what is this obsession with?
And you just said blow up the Kings, so that's the point. Like, no franchise wants to be that. So, like, that's what I'm saying. They'll be back. They'll be back in the
Correct.
Euro.
All I'm saying is
teams build. They either build by being trash and getting draft picks, or they have the superstars to go and contend. No one wants to be the Kings. This EuroLeague team might be good enough to be a playing team. They might. Besides the Kings, they might be good enough to be a playing team. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Within about
wait,
4 years,
are these only European players?
Years, the owners of that team will be tired of being the 10th seed every year.
Okay.
They will just
I agree. I agree with you on that. I feel like your 4-year plan. I agree. All I'm saying is all I'm saying is they will be a little better than you guys would expect them to be.
Why are we so obsessed with bringing the EuroLeague into the NBA? Why is that such the accept of the like taking Albert Berlin and bringing them to the NBA, or Olympiacos and taking them and bringing them to, like, why are we so obsessed with that? Like, we don't do that.
I know, it's just cool.
Like, we don't do that with, we don't take the La Liga, we don't take that league and go, yo, let's take some teams from La Liga and bring them into the MLS. No, we ain't doing that. Like, why can't the EuroLeague?
Because the MLS is worse than La Liga, but
and the EuroLeague is worse than the NBA. It is.
Yes,
but as people see like the world, and for me, probably this has a lot to do with like Olympic play. As people see the world, like, oh, the USA isn't just blowing out everybody by 30 anymore. Like, these are competitive games. Like, so I think the interest in wanting to see those teams play against NBA competition is kind of growing as it gets more and more competitive, you know, every 4 years, as we see. I think actually the NBA should adopt. One thing I do like about when we're in the Olympics, I think the size of the court. I do think the NBA, I would love to see the NBA adapt like the Olympic size of the smaller court. Yeah.
I don't know if I love that. What I'm asking though, real talk, is, like, for example, when you just brought up the Olympics, okay, those are the best players in Serbia. Like, if Joker wasn't playing in the NBA, where would he be playing? He'd probably be playing for that team in Spain, or he'd probably be playing for Olympiacos. He'd be
playing for the Red Stars. It's two good teams. He'd either be playing for Partizan or the Red Stars. They're both in Serbia, and they're both good teams.
And probably that the team that Pau Gasol used to play for, or throw a boatload of money at him, and it'll be almost impossible for him to say no to that. So, with that being said, these players that we see in the Olympics, Giannis in Greece, and the point guard who I loved, that Greek national team,
Kalaitis.
These guys they play for the better teams. These guys play for. They don't play. This is the best team that Greece has. When they play later on, they play for another team, and that's the point that I'm making. So why are we so wrapped up? Why are we so wrapped up in bringing these teams over to the EuroLeague? Like for example, Alba Berlin, Washington would stomp them.
Well, chill. And this is the thing. The super chat didn't just say one of those clubs over there. They said draft a team of the 15 best players.
Yeah, practically the EuroLeague All-Stars or whatever.
Yeah.
Put them on one team. I guess, but I Googled the top, like, the best players in the EuroLeague. I'm seeing Marcus Howard on the list. And maybe he is tough in the EuroLeague. Maybe he is. That man was 5'10" and could barely get any minutes in the NBA. Oh, man. Like, it's just I don't see the point of it personally. I don't see the point. The EuroLeague is the EuroLeague and the NBA is the NBA. Different things work in different areas. Things that work in the NBA might not work in the EuroLeague. Things that work in the EuroLeague might not work in the NBA. If you enjoy basketball, you enjoy both of them for different reasons. But
that's why I said the shrinking of the court. I think because the more space, it just demands for more talent, right? And I think that games can be more competitive. And I think with the 3-point explosion, although yes, the 3-point line is closer, I do think it just calls for more skills in the game. I think you have to. I think you can rely on some post play more in a smaller court. I think you can rely on some mid-range shooting more in a smaller court. I think defense becomes a bit easier as well because you're not having to cover as much ground. And I think that can counter some of the 3-point complaints that
There's no
people
defensive
have.
3 in EuroLeague either, right?
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm not saying not to do that, but just the dynamic of the court.
Wemby 12 blocks a game. I'm here for him.
Yeah, because if people don't like the
Standing around
3-point
the rim. That's it.
explosion,
Standing around
I
the
think
rim.
shrinking the court could help alleviate that problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, also in the EuroLeague, it's a lot of different things. You can knock the ball off the rim. Also in the EuroLeague, they only play 40-minute games, so the game, you know how Mars, you know how
Each
you say
possession means more.
exactly. You know how you say in the
possession means more.
playoffs, each possession. Well, imagine the playoffs on steroids because not only do they not play 48-minute games, but they don't have a 82-game season. They have I think they play 30-something games in the EuroLeague. And keep in mind, teams over there, they play in 2 different leagues. Some teams play in 3 different leagues, but the reason why the EuroLeague schedule is so small because the league is smaller and they only play 30-something games. So every game matters and every possession matters exponentially more than the NBA. So they just play a lot harder. They play a lot more methodic or just upstairs. Everything's upstairs over there. And so it's hard to just translate a game where everything matters so much more in a smaller sample size and put it in the NBA and say, hey, well, the game's longer. The possessions don't matter as much. You guys also play more games. It just wouldn't be the same. So
just keep the EuroLeague and keep the NBA the NBA. That's what I would do.
I still do wish that they did adopt the knocking the ball off the rim thing. I love that about FIBA.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Moving along. Synth Pop Galaxy sent through a super chat and said, Mars is right. A lot of these stats are skewed by the trackers themselves. For example, the Warriors stat keepers track a lot of their layups as short mid-range shots, which skews the numbers.
Can you do that?
I don't know the truth behind that. And
Can you even do that?
I don't think that's what I said. So if he's saying I'm right, I don't think that's what I said. So, that's maybe that is true, but don't give me credit for that because I ain't say that. I was just saying I think the way the rim deterrent stat is calculated is flawed. But I think the way a lot of stats are calculated are flawed. I don't believe in just using stats to use stats. I'm not saying Swiper doesn't understand the stats. I think he does understand stats. I'm not saying that. I just think there's always way more context that needs to be applied to these stats than just saying player A is good at this because the stat says he ranks here. It's like, okay, but how does the stat calculate that? Why does that mean he's actually good at this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so many more questions that need to be followed up with, which is why I just watch the games.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if the stat trackers are messing up. I just think the formulas are, the formulas are, they're a little shaky. A little shaky on the formulas, y'all.
All right. The GOAT became a YouTube member. Shout out to GOAT. And Biggs sent through a members chat and said, I can't wait for the Nuggets to get bounced in the first round so I can hear Swiper cope. Eager to hear how Jokic playing Matador defense had no effect on it.
99th percentile rim deterrence.
Facts.
You should have never said that shit, Swiper. You should have never said that shit. I'm telling you right now. That's going to be the top.
I shouldn't have read off verbatim what the definition is. You're right.
Nope.
I understand.
Because now that's going to be his point of reference every time.
That's a stat or whatever that was clearly made for Jokic. Somebody saw Jokic and said,
like Russell Westbrook.
They saw that and they were like, you know what? We need to figure out how to make that a stat so that we could put him at the top of it.
Tough Bradley said, in the members chat, he said, like the SIG. Swiper, do this. How you
I don't
doing?
know what that means. Yo, am I at a line?
He's enamored with this right now.
Ron, am I at a line if I think Giannis, I could see a masterclass from him in this series against Indiana?
I think everyone expects him to
It's
play.
going to happen.
I think everyone expects him to play.
I'm not being able to victory lap on a timeline.
I just want to make sure that I'm not bugging out, that I could see something ridiculous from him in this, like 35, 40 a game from him in this series.
It's just whether or not you think they're going to win. I think everyone expects him to dominate. It's just are they going to win or not?
I expect Giannis to win this.
Ooh, okay, I definitely don't.
Because I mean, he got to show his greatness. This is where Giannis gets to show the people who he really is. I don't think the Pacers are some dominant squad that they can't beat. if they were playing like the Cavs or something like that, one of them teams, and I don't think he could get it.
Is that not a crazy statement that you just made to you, Ox?
What'd you say?
Is that not like a crazy statement to you? You said like Giannis have to really show people like why are we still questioning like who Giannis is?
I think I think we all up here know Giannis is great. I think he's the best player in the NBA. But Giannis has a couple injuries, couple losses in the playoffs in these last 3 years. I think he just needs to just rectify for people and it don't really matter because it's not going to make him any more or less great. But these type of acts in the playoffs are what people are going to hold on to. Like that first round, the first round where Giannis came and took care of the Pacers in 6, and then went to Cleveland and lost, but went to Cleveland and showed them like I'm still here. Like Dame out, or is Dame gonna be? Dame's not. Is he playing or not? I keep hearing.
He's not playing game 1, but they said it's a day-to-day type of thing.
Okay, so he's
being evaluated daily, but
right. So if he goes and takes care of business in Indiana, knocks them off, and then goes to Cleveland and takes them to a mean 7 or something like that, I think that just shows more acts of greatness. You can't just be great without the acts of greatness. So I don't care if Giannis loses this first series, I'm still gonna have Giannis the best player in the NBA.
Me too.
I can see Giannis breaking the playoff scoring record in a game against the Pacers.
I'm not. It's not ridiculous.
Nah, I'm not saying he will, but I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis has 64 points in a game against the Pacers in the postseason. I actually want to see that happen, but that's just a whole different conversation. But yeah, I think he can dominate the series. I think he probably will dominate the series. Now, who will win the series?
That's something different.
But
the question is, and that's why I said that, Mars, because as good as Giannis as I think he can he be good enough where he can just overwhelm Indiana as dominant as, because we've seen guys that good just completely overwhelm teams, and with Giannis possibly breaking the scoring record or averaging 30 to 35 a game, and that completely overwhelms Indiana because they'll have any answer for him. And on top of that, the playmaking stuff that he does, his ability to pass, his ability to get on the glass and control a game, could that completely just overwhelm him? Basically what I'm saying is, could Giannis throw this crew on his back and win a playoff series? Am I ridiculous to think that he could do that? I think
the Bucks can win. Yeah, the Bucks can win. I don't think they should be favored, but they can win. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, how did they do that if they win? But I also
my issue is them guarding the long ball line. That's probably my biggest issue with Milwaukee. Them guarding the long ball line.
I mean, can Kuzma hit his open shots for a series? We hope and pray. Can Kevin Porter Jr. just not be like terribly inefficient as a player? Can Ryan Rollins be solid? I mean, there's a lot of questions on that Bucks team to beat the Pacers. The Pacers are really good.
Put some respect on Kuz. Real talk, he brought y'all a ring.
Who? I mean, he was on the team. Yeah,
respect Kuz.
He made
y'all team. Stop it, real talk. Knock it off, man.
He was on the team.
He was just on the squad.
He wasn't okay. Like,
Kuz, man.
He was okay.
He was
Mars.
Don't
involve yourself in this to cool it off. Kuz was dope. Don't try to come with that, Mars.
Wait, so saying Kuzma was okay is a problem?
Okay, sounds
y'all
like
y'all downplaying his concept.
He was solid.
We could have got anybody. We could have got anybody to fill that spot.
He was okay. Kuzma was okay.
All right, we could have got anybody to fill that spot.
What do you guys think Kuzma was doing?
I thought that he was really good as a defender. He was really good as a defender, Mars. He was great in transition.
He was a positive defender. He was a really good transition player.
He was great in transition, and he would as a third or fourth guy, he would knock down open shots. Not all the time, but he would knock down open shots.
That sounds like an okay player.
No, that doesn't. That sounds like a damn good player to me, Mars. As a starter on a championship team, that does not sound like an okay player to me.
I mean, I get like he was.
It's not true. My problem was a real stuff talking about he was on the team.
He was cool. Like
no, I'm saying like he was cool. Like you know what I'm saying.
Now what I'm not doing is I'm not overrating him. Like yo, Kuzma was an 8 or a 9. No, I'm not doing that. But we making him sound like he was like a 4.5 to a 5.5. No, he was better than that. He was better.
And he was a young fella too, Mars. I know that don't matter to you, Mars, but he was a young fella too. Don't forget that.
How old was Kuz? Like 25 when they won?
Yeah.
I mean, he was young to the NBA though. You know what I'm saying? Like he was new to the league. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on.
Kyle Kuzma was cool. Like they won the championship. He was cool. Like shout out to Kuz.
Wasn't he their third option that year?
Kuz 30 right now?
29, I think maybe.
Kuz was their third option.
Remember the bubble was in like the summer, so he might have just turned 25.
Yeah, I'm thinking Kuz like 27.
Like he was cool. Like, I don't see the problem with me saying Kyle Kuzma was cool. Like he was decent. He was
all right. That's what's up. No problem.
Yeah, shout out to
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah,
but he was more than just on the team, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the.
He didn't just fill a roster spot.
But since we did tap into that though, Kuz has championship experience. He's one with the great in LeBron James, another great in Anthony Davis. I think he knows what a great player like Giannis needs in support to win a championship. He's seen it before. He's been a part of it. He was successful in it. I think Kuz should be very confident right now. I think we should get a really good Kuz in these playoffs.
I sure do hope so.
Hopefully for the Bucks.
Bobby Portis is back. I know y'all, Mars. I know, but I think Bobby's going to bring something they need, especially without Dame. I don't see why they should lose this series. I think Milwaukee at full strength is a better team than Indy.
They're better than Indy.
Full strength. I said full strength. So I'm talking about with Dame.
Included? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they're a better team than Indiana. So without Dame, I think it's somewhat even. Indiana might have a slight edge, but the fact that they got Giannis, my best player, better than your best player, I think Giannis can carry two or three of these games. So if Giannis can win 3, all he needs is his other guys to come and support for one more.
I mean, Dame took him to what? 2? He won them 2 games last year with that.
Chris Middleton won.
Also, yeah, Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton hooped.
Yeah. But they did lose in 6. Yeah, they did. They won. Was it the first game they won where Dame had like 200?
Like 30 in the first half,
and then didn't score in the second half or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they won Did they win the Middleton crazy game, or did they lose that game?
Which Middleton crazy game?
There was a game where he made like.
Yeah, he went crazy.
Yeah, made like 2 huge shots. I can't remember if they won that game or not. But did they win the game? Did they win the game where like I can't remember that series really. I don't know. Where's drinking water? He'll know when they won. No, they lost the Chris Middleton crazy game. Yeah.
Are you talking about against Miami? Are you talking about against Miami?
Against Indiana last year.
Oh, last year. I bet you meant against Miami when he went for like 45 in the bubble and they lost that game. I do remember that.
Chris Middleton liable to go crazy. Yeah, they can win. I wouldn't bet on them. Wouldn't bet against them. Just wouldn't bet on the series.
Yeah, I got the Pacers winning this series. But Giannis gonna ball though.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was the highly game winner game. Yeah, the floater.
Dame has been cleared of a blood clot in 3 weeks, and so he timetable probably won't be available for a game.
So he out for the rest of the season.
No. According to Sean, Milwaukee.
Dame said he cleared.
He has been cleared. I thought you said he'll be cleared. I'm sorry. I heard you wrong.
Cleared from a blood clot in 3 weeks.
I don't know.
Oh man, I don't like that.
I don't know what the time.
I don't know the situation, but I don't. That doesn't add up in my mind. There's obviously things I don't know, so I'm not going to project. But 3 weeks being cleared from a blood clot is okay. It's new to me.
All right, y'all. No longer Gape said Chilltown also said that Klay Thompson is better than Reggie Miller or better all time than Reggie and Ray Allen. This is probably his best take.
I never said that. I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead.
Sure you didn't say that?
No, I didn't say that.
So why was he saying to a super?
You don't think Klay's better than Reggie and Ray? You don't think Klay's better than Reggie and Ray?
No.
I think he's better than Reggie.
Reggie, you gonna say again?
I mean, Ray Allen is the best player of the 3 for sure.
He's not better than Ray.
Reggie gonna say again, disrespect him, man. Don't worry, my glory.
I mean, that's respect to Reggie though. I don't think. I think y'all just low on Klay Thompson. I'm just really high on Klay Thompson.
I'm high on Klay Thompson too, but I've seen Reggie Miller.
Go ahead. You seen Reggie?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. I think Reggie was super dope. Like I think Reggie was just as good probably as I think y'all think Reggie is. I just think I got Klay a little higher than y'all do. I'm not knocking Reggie. Reggie was him, but
I think I'm pretty confident I said he was a better. I'm pretty confident I said he was the better shooter. I did say that. than Reggie Miller. I did say that. Not Ray Allen, but Reggie Miller. I did say that. But a better player? No, I did not say that. And I didn't say
better.
that.
Clay was. Go ahead, Chip. My bad.
I'm sorry. I think Clay better on defense too.
I love when that happens.
Yeah. No, I mean, chill. I'm just kind of want to talk it out with you a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not no big deal. I'm just curious to know why you have Reggie so much better. Is it maybe you think because Clay didn't have a chance to carry his own team? Like,
that's why I've seen Reggie Miller. I've seen Reggie Miller in a starring role, and I never seen Klay Thompson in a starting role. I've seen Ray Allen in a starring role. I never seen Klay Thompson in a starring role. He's always been in a supporting role. But as a shooter, I did have him ahead of Reggie Miller. That's why.
Yeah. I could see that because he was never the star, but I don't think. I mean, Ray's up here, and then Clay and Reggie, they talking about it down here a little bit.
Yeah. For me, Reggie's up here, Ray's here.
No,
Clay's like that.
Ray,
Reggie,
Clay.
I wasn't really even entertaining Clay in that conversation personally. But I'm lower on Clay. I guess I'm not.
I know that you got to be cautious about blood clots, to Swiper's point, but like in less than a month, like we've seen blood clots and how
y'all
serious
have
they can
to, but you have to like finish reading, like, or let people, like, it's literally says remarkable and historic development to clear from the blood clot in just over 3 weeks. Doctors have been told, Bucks officials, this recovery has never been seen before, but it occurred due to early treatment, detection, and specialists working on Lillard even before a formal diagnosis. So it never got to that point. That's why they were able to treat it before it became a full.
So they knew it was coming, basically.
Yes, you can.
They caught it early, basically.
Yes.
Well, they caught it before it existed, apparently.
Yes, blood.
Or maybe before it got worse, Mars. No, they caught it before it got worse. And when we hear, to your point, Swipe, when we hear blood clots, immediately you think it's bad, not realizing that this wasn't as bad as we thought it was. You think about Chris Bosh, you think about Wemby. Like if it's not as bad as we think it is, then maybe he could be available.
Yeah,
certain blood clots. I'm like,
shout out to the Bucks medical
get him
staff,
off the floor.
Yeah, shout out to the Bucks medical staff if that's the case. Catching it early, or whoever was working with Dame. I want to see Dame and Giannis in the playoffs. I want to see that.
I do too.
Hopefully,
yes, I do too.
All right, y'all. Shout out to Cool G. Cool G became a member today. Salute to him. Just Rome sent through a members chat and said the Lakers are a top 3 seed.
Wow, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Hey, man, top 3 seed out the play-in. Didn't have to be stressing over these last few games. It's been great, man.
Top 2 seed out the play-in.
Real talk sound like, yo, boy, all the bills got paid this month. Wait, tripping, yo. I ain't worried.
The last couple of years we've been having to hit the couple of them. Hey, can we put something on it? We ain't got all of it right now. Hey, we got half of it. I can get you the other half next week, but all the bills got paid on time today. I mean, this year, man.
We good.
Yeah, great feeling. Great feeling.
Love it.
Yeah, well, it looks like right now the chat has voted that Klay Thompson is indeed better than Reggie Miller. Shout out to the chat. Keep going. Y'all always make it happen for us. Millie became a new YouTube member. Shout out to Millie. And the next super chat I got is from Barbara Moore. Barbara Moore said, Mars, for you, what's the sport who requires, or what's the sport that requires more stamina / athleticism? Football or basketball?
Basketball or American football, Ron.
Yeah,
where your glasses at, Ron?
I've never played American football, so I couldn't tell you how much stamina and athleticism that needs. Basketball requires more athleticism. I don't know which one requires more stamina. Depends on the position you play.
Depends on what position you're playing in football, though.
Yeah, it depends. Depends on what position you play.
American football, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about American football because the corner is probably going to be more athletic than
offensive line.
A lot of people in those,
or a tight end. Yeah. But to your point, Mom, I mean, that soccer field is huge.
Yeah, but if you're playing in defense, you don't really have to.
Yeah.
Get up and down, but if you're playing in midfield, you probably do.
Yeah.
So it depends on the position you play. I think I'm going to leave American football out of this because I don't know. Basketball requires more athleticism. Generally speaking, I'd say football requires more stamina, but I don't know.
Adrian Mask said, "We are stuck in NBA hell because fans keep going to games. The Bulls GM, Arturis equals a disgraceful GM. Plus, he needs to be fired ASAP. Now we can get flagged. Hashtag
Get flagged.
Or now we can't get flagged. Hashtag fire AKME.
I mean, you guys still go to the games, so you supporting the
Number one in the league in attendance. Chicago Bulls. Numero uno.
Chicago.
They are? Wow.
That's number one in attendance.
They always packed out. It's ridiculous. They love watching mediocrity.
That's what's up, man. Keep supporting your squad, man.
I thought Chicago was like a football town too, so that's actually like crazy to hear that.
Keep showing up for your squad, man.
Speaking of showing up for your squad, Devin sent through a super chat and said Ox talked about OKC getting knocked out by Debo. Looks like Debo got his ass knocked the fuck out last night. Y'all close to the coop than FW OKC?
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. What the fuck, man? God.
I read it, chill. He said y'all closer to coop than FW OKC. Hashtag Kings Pack.
Man.
Dub Kings Pack. I seen low victory lapping on the timeline.
I don't know what it is between him and
I don't know what logo going on with the Kings, but he victory lapping crazy on the timeline.
I wonder what
every time I scroll, I see him quoting a new tweet just with laughing emojis. Like it's ridiculous how many I've seen.
Damn.
But shout out to that.
Rod said Kobe was a bench player the first 3 years of his career, and he was ass. He has back-to-back great years. Great years. Move, chill. Please shut up. Fire Billy.
He may be a new player now, man. He may be a new player.
Yeah, maybe now is where he can thrive.
Yeah, now he can come off.
Maybe now he's a bench player.
You running 5.7 said they caught Dame's blood cloth early before it fully developed. So it's easier to manage. Plus, it's his lower body, not like Wemby's.
Good work.
TGTV said, will we ever see someone win MVP and MIP in the same season? If so, who would be the player if it happened next season?
I genuinely thought Steph Curry had a chance at doing that in 2016.
In what?
In 2016. Yeah. Coming off 2015, I genuinely thought Steph had a chance to win most improved in MVP. Now he didn't. But I'm pretty sure
to win league, so I could win league MVP.
He got votes like CJ ran away with. CJ ran away. He had 101 of the most improved votes. But Steph had 7 of them. So like
what?
Yeah, you know how much better he got? Like,
I mean, his scoring average went up 8 points that year. So that's kind of what.
If
that's kind of what
go from like 5 points to 20. Like Steph would have, if that was a mediocre most improved race, I think that Steph most improved like candidacy would have got a lot more traction. But CJ was just like the typical, like that's what the most improved player award is meant to be. CJ went from 7 points per game to 21. Like that's what the award's meant to be. So like it makes sense. But like if it was just a mediocre most improved year, that Steph 2016 would have had some action at that award because what he did, the jump from 15 to 16 was substantial. Now, who could actually do it? It would have to be someone who's not in MVP talks this year. Like it would have to be like
and somebody that has to improve dramatically.
Yeah, so
or one of them two in Orlando. That's the only two who I could think of. Cade already made his crazy jump.
I mean, how unrealistic could we go? Like, how unrealistic could we go?
I mean, the answer has to be unrealistic because it's MIP and MVP. So you not only do you have to jump into the MVP tier and be better than or be that good, but also you have to improve dramatically. So it has to be somebody that's young, and then it also has to be somebody that is extremely talented.
Hey.
How much?
Man Thompson. Go get it.
I was going, how many points did Jalen Green average this year?
21.
Okay. So
Jalen had to jump.
I mean, if Jalen Green goes from an inefficient 21 points per game on the 2 seed to averaging an efficient 28, 29, and they're still the 2 seeds. Now he's not gonna win the MVP. Like, I think we're past the days where you can be like just the scorer and win the MVP. Like, they care too much about
Can I get a 28-29 game? A 28.
But like, if Jalen Green did average 29 and the Rockets are now the 2 seed again and they have like a good offense, or Şengün averages like 28, 12, and 8, and they're the 2 seeds, they might have a chance.
They would have to get the 1 seed to get one of them.
Yeah, maybe OKC take like a step back a little bit. Like, maybe that happens. Or maybe, yeah, like that would be the only. That would only
29 from Jalen Green. That's putting a lot on it.
I mean, we're talking extremely unrealistic circumstances, but like those are like the type of players that it would have to be. But I think Steph had a chance in most improved.
If he didn't win the league MVP in 15, let's just say for the sake of argument, he didn't win the league MVP in 16. For what he did, 100% he could be. It's off the scoring average alone. For a scoring average to go up 8 points, I mean that's the definition of most improved in what the past winners have been.
Yeah, who's the most improved player award that was made? And then we can maybe be like, if that was in 2016, I think Steph could have won it. All of these most improved are kind of good. Brandon Ingram was good. Julius Randle was a good one. The Ja Morant year, maybe. Larry Markkanen's was good. Who won it last year? Tyrese Maxey?
Yes.
I think he could have had a shot against last year's, personally. He could have had a shot. I'm not saying he would have, but he could have had a shot.
All right, y'all. We got a super chat from Mike. Mike said the lights got too bright for the Bulls. Kobe White was lighting it up towards the end of the season and couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo yesterday.
Yeah, that's why he should come off the bench.
There you go. Be True 23 said Ox at a Brittany Griner, Stewie, Candace Parker, Asia Wilson, and Elena Delle Donne. Who's the best prospect of these 5 in college?
Elena Delle Donne was a big deal coming out of high school.
Elena was definitely.
Yeah, she was a.
This is tough. This is tough because Brittany Griner and Candace. I don't know. I would probably say I want to say Brittany. I really want to say Brittany, but Candace and Elena Delle Donne were so nasty at Texas.
You know what's funny is I think Asia goes like if this is a draft of all 5 of them coming out, I think Asia might go last.
Asia's definitely going last. Coming out of college, Asia's going last for sure. I think I'll probably say Brittany though. I'll probably say Brittany.
You running 5.7 said Dame being out benefits Milwaukee on defense, and I think on off Giannis is more than enough due to his gravity allowing open shots. Just need Dame for Cleveland.
Sure,
the defense sucks.
Okay, right, no doubt. Their defense is already bad, but I don't want to take 24 a game off the floor. No, we need that. We 100% need that.
When did Dame get ruled out? Like, when did he stop playing?
Today is the 17th. So
Dame got ruled out. So Dame hasn't played since March 18th. Let's look at where the Bucks rank in defense since March 18th, because their defense has sucked like the whole time. So I'm not subscribing to that personally.
The defense is better than Dame though.
March 18th. So from that point to the end of the season, the Bucks rank 18th in defense, 6th in
without
offense.
Dame.
That's
almost without Dame the whole time. They've been at best mediocre defense. That doesn't do much for them.
So Dame is coming back, is what we.
That's what it sounds like.
It appears so. Maybe not game 1, but it appears he'll be back at some point.
So with that being said, do we now let's see, like, go around and see, like, who do we have winning that series?
Well,
I did have the Pacers, but now Dame can play.
I still don't know. I mean, I don't know how Dame's gonna look. I don't even know.
That's what I was about to say. Real talk. We're talking about how long has he been out? He's been out at least a month, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, but he's still going to get guarded like Damian Lillard,
right?
Is he?
Curry was out a month before the playoffs started when he in 22 when they won it. So am I ridiculous to think that Dame could just come back and get back rolling?
It's possible. I'm still not a betting man, but I do think that puts the odds more in Milwaukee's favor if Dame's there, because you can make the argument the Bucks have the 2 best players in the series.
Yeah.
So
Mars. So what you're trying to say is our defense is worse without Dame?
I don't know where they ranked before Dame went out. I'm just saying their defense isn't good.
Well, they're
Like-
they're 12th on the season.
Well, then statistically, yeah, their defense does perform better with Dame, but I think there's probably more things that go into that. I just think their defense sucks with or without Dame.
What's Dame's rim deterrence?
I'm actually gonna look. Let's see.
All right. Well, while you're looking at
No,
it,
you're not, Mars. Hell no, we
Yes,
ain't doing
I
that.
am.
Damian
I'm
Lillard
curious.
wins the
I'm
time.
curious.
Hell no, we
hey,
ain't
man,
doing
there got to
that.
be something chill. I don't
I
know.
don't think so. Give me a break.
Hey, he's a B grade. B grade. B grade rim return. B grade rim return. That's not too bad.
Big dollar.
So he in the same category with Sabonis? Is that what we doing?
Probably not that good.
Let
but
me find someone else.
Big
who's a
dollar.
B
Because
grade
Sabonis is at what 65%? That's 2/3.
no, it was
That's around a
he was
B,
in the
right?
70s. He was in the 70s.
Right.
So I could clear that up.
B grade rim return. Damian Lillard. Not too
Big
bad.
dollar.
Yeah.
He might be better than Giannis. What's Giannis grade now there?
So he's not in the 99. He's not that good.
We ain't doing that.
What's Anthony Davis rim deterrence? Let's do so. We doing some digging now.
All right, while you doing that, Jaleel West said, have y'all ever thought about making YouTube short/reels or videos breaking down teams in basketball, or breaking down terms in basketball, like what's a zone, what's drop coverage difference between pick and roll and pick and pop, etc.
We do that, don't we? Like we have conversations about that stuff, and they clip it and make it into
Yeah,
shorts.
they very rarely clip that stuff. Very
Yeah, but
rarely.
I don't think we put that. But that would be dope, though. I think that's a good idea, actually.
Getting to the X's and O's and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is an 86th percentile rim deterrent.
Damn, AD. And that's why Johnny said what he said about you, AD. And ultimately, that's why you got traded.
Jokic better anchor. Hey,
Jokic a better rim deterrent.
hey. Are you zesty Jeffrey?
The zesties.
Man,
We
you know
love
what
the
he was talking
zesties.
about, man.
We love the zesties.
Void Century said, quote, and I quote, I think the Bulls smoked them, run them out the building. That was 2 years ago. Jimmy, not the same player. He can't be playoff Jimmy, is what somebody else said. 2025 Chilltown Hoops.
It was awful. I thought the Bulls were gonna whoop Chicago. I thought the Bulls were gonna whoop Miami ass yesterday. Couldn't have been more wrong about that. Terrible.
Yeah, well, I thought we was gonna whoop the Mavericks ass last night. Too.
Mhm.
I guess that
Couldn't have
makes
been more wrong about that.
wrongest, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You running 5.7 said Indy ranks 20th in points per possession against the zone. Milwaukee go to that zone. They've been running lately with Giannis at the 5. This might end in 5.
I think Indy will be fine against man.
You know what, Ron?
What's up?
I'm watching that game yesterday, right? And I'm like, damn, okay, we got this. Look at AD. He ain't hitting none of them, them contested mid-ranges. We got this. Look at J Val playing a little defense.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Klay Thompson. He started hitting threes. And then at halftime, I just got this feeling. This feeling came over me. And I was like, I'm too used to this fucking feeling. I'm like, it's no way this is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was terrible.
Dame is a better rim deterrent than Daniel Gafford.
Who?
Big
Dame
dollar.
is a better rim deterrent than Daniel Gafford.
Check out
Swiper.
Dollar.
We should have never started this shit.
Oh, I know.
man.
This-
Started
Hey,
this shit.
hey,
this
the
is
can
not
of
the place to
worms
reach
is cracked
stuff.
wide
We should
open.
have never started this shit.
Not to
Ever.
play the reach stuff. There's 20
Mhm.
different things that talk about rim defense. One of
This
them,
is-
by the way.
This is where we
I
are
said,
now.
all I said was a better rim deterrent. I didn't say he's a better rim protector. I said rim deterrent. I'm just using the one that was relevant. Just
Let's
interesting.
talk about the can of
What's
worms
funny is
cracked wide
again,
open.
it's because people, the chat
Gosh,
listens
you
to
know.
Mars and a lot of stuff. But I think it is important for people to know how to talk about this stuff going forward, especially as you want to work in the space personally. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Obviously, you can stay in whatever lane you want.
He a better rim deterrent than Jarrett Allen.
There we go.
Big dollar.
43 percentile for Jarrett Allen.
Big dollar.
C minus grades.
Chill. All I'm saying, because you're telling Swapper you should have never read it, right? And I get Swiper though. You do gotta if you want to be in those lanes, whatever lane it is, you need to learn that. But I think what Mars is saying that this is severely skewed. There's an issue.
It's a ridiculous. That's why I said that. Yes.
I think calling something ridiculous though, when the context of it is what's happening with the team and you on the floor. When it's
you missed,
part,
I know you missed.
When it's a part of what's going on, But I think calling anything stupid because we don't understand it. I think it's just not what.
I understand it. We had the whole discussion. I definitely understand it. Shout out to Jared Allen.
I think in order to really disagree with something, not to just be ignorant and closed-minded, but to really disagree with something, Swap, I think you do have to understand it.
I agree.
Shout out to Big Dollar. That's all I gotta say. Drade Goat said, "Can you name 3 players that were the best scorers on their team, but not the best player on the team?"
Chauncey Billups.
Jalen Green.
I was going to say Jalen Green. Right now, or just ever?
Last year, Kyle Kuzma on the Wizards. Jalen Green.
Paul Pierson.
Tyler Herro is the best scorer on Miami.
Well, best scorer and leading scorer. It said best scorer, right? No, leading scorer.
Yes.
No, best player.
Yeah, it said the best scorer wasn't the best player.
Right.
Yeah.
Norman Powell's not the best scorer on the Clippers. He might have
Is
led
he-
them in scoring, but he's not
No,
that best scorer.
He's not wrong.
Okay.
I don't.
Oh, you saying Kawhi?
Kawhi is obviously the best scorer.
Yeah,
But James Harden is also a better scorer than him. So I'm not doing this. We ain't got time for that. But for like good teams, if you don't think Steve Nash was the best scorer on the Suns, he's one. Magic Johnson when Kareem could still get buckets.
Yeah.
Bill Russell wasn't the best scorer on his teams.
Yep.
Paul Pierce.
Will Chamberlain when he played with Jerry West, I think he was the best player on the team. Sure. Paul Pierce was a better scorer than Kevin Garnett at that point. If you think Kobe was a better scorer than Shaq, then he's in the
possibly.
I don't.
If you think Steph Curry was better than Kevin Durant when they were on the same team,
true.
Oh well, he was the best scorer and the best player. Both. That's just what that
both.
was.
BOF.
Oh yeah. That's what I knew. Mars had been hanging around you Negras a little too long.
I think Tony.
Maybe we've been hanging around him too long.
Yeah,
both with 2 F's.
Pretty confident. Wasn't Tony Parker leading the Spurs in scoring? He wasn't better than Duncan, was he?
He probably led them in scoring, but I don't think he was probably the best scorer either.
Yeah.
Those are some examples. I think it happens all the time when the best scorer on the team isn't the best player on the team. I just think the best scorer on the team gets the most credit, which is a whole different kind of one.
You guys do this with Paulo, but I mean, he is the best scorer and the best player. But
yeah, I don't get where he was trying to go with that one, but okay.
No, people would say that Franz is the better player, but Paulo's the better scorer.
Not people. Ron, talk specifically. Who said that?
I've heard about it. I know Ox said it.
Some people think DeMontis was better than De'Aaron.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah, and De'Aaron was the best scorer on the team. So that's another.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Who was the best scorer than him?
I think Malik Monk wants to have a conversation, but
he does not.
At the end of the day, the answer wasn't DeMontis Sabonis, so the point still stands.
Right. Yeah. He wasn't our best player or our best scorer.
Yeah, there's quite a few examples.
All right. Luncho said, side note, but shout out to Chilltown for thinking the 9-43 Wizards went above 500 to finish the season. 18-64 was their final record.
I mean, 9-21 ain't too bad for the Wizards.
They were above 500 for a stretch.
Yeah, they were like 5-4.
Yeah, they were above 500 for a stretch.
It was a good stretch right there. I remember I watched them a couple of times. I was like, oh, they look good. Then they sucked again. Yeah. But for that little stretch, hey.
Yeah, they were above 500 for a stretch. I might have went too far with that, no doubt.
J Dub said, Swiper, you really think Jokic and LeBron and Jordan convos, or you just be trolling?
Yep, those 3 best players I've ever watched, from my point of view.
You watched Michael Jordan?
Yep, I've talked about this several times.
What Michael Jordan did you watch?
Yeah, so I watched Mike remember I was born in 90. Watched him from basically like 94 on when I was a kid, but then I also remember I watched everything that he did after that. People may not remember this. He had his Airness DVD package that came out like late 90s, early 2000s that I watched every day during the summer for like years when I was playing basketball. And then I watched all his finals, all the games, all that kind of stuff. So I've been a big Michael Jordan fan my entire life, going into LeBron years in 2002 when he was a senior at St. Vincent St. Mary's. So, I mean, I've watched more LeBron than probably most.
So he did it. So he did his research on him, Moss. Like he wasn't around when he had hair.
But I thought he was saying like the guys.
No.
He
did his
because he's
research.
seen better players than second 3P Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because like, if the Jordan you saw, was
second 3P Jordan. Wait, hold on.
What y'all want to?
Hey,
I'm not gonna let
if
that.
the Jordan you saw was 96 to 98 Jordan, like respectfully, Shaq's better than him.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay, that's cool.
I still don't know.
I ain't mad.
I'm like peak
second.
Jordan. Like if you're saying gone back and watch, like okay, but I thought you were saying like the players you watch like live, the three you've watched. If like that's the Jordan you saw, I don't see how he's a top 3 player you've seen. Personally, I don't.
You don't see how he's
Can we
top
go
3.
around? Let's go around.
I'm okay with
everybody's
better.
top 3 players they've seen live. Like,
but Chill,
like,
Chill got an expansive resume.
Yeah, Chill does have a
George
Rolodex. He got a Rolodex of players to go through. But who are the best 3 players? Like for everybody,
the best players I've seen live are Jokic, LeBron, and Steph Curry.
Jokic, LeBron, and Steph Curry.
Yeah, they're the 3 best players I've seen live.
Okay.
I would say Jordan, Shaq, and Tim Duncan.
Real talk.
Kobe, LeBron.
Yeah, still got Tim Duncan.
13, 14, Kevin Durant.
Chill, I know you have a long list to think of, so I'm just gonna squeeze mine in right quick.
I really don't have a long list to think of. I really
Kareem,
don't.
James, and Jordan. That's what you're gonna say.
It is right there.
Yeah, the 3 best players of all time. You've seen all.
There you go.
I was gonna say the same thing, except I got Kareem, Jordan, and Kobe.
Yeah.
All right, I got Jordan, Shaq, and Kobe.
All right, what year was that when?
What Jordan did you see, Ron? Old man
The
Jordan.
Jordan I seen was better than anybody else you seen. Okay, that's
the old man,
that Jordan. When he
Mars,
got
we
that
hold
mid-post,
98 Jabbar. We hold 98 Jordan in high regards.
Mars, I seen 96 Jordan. He was right down the street. I wasn't in the arena, but he was right.
How
down
old
the
was you?
Mars, I seen things.
Wasn't you like
how I said, I seen things, Mars. I had nightmares, Mars. I'm telling you. I had my jersey. Yeah. I had my hat.
Yeah, Mars. I might have been 7. I might have been 7 or 8, but I remember that shit.
I got it. Well, yeah, my 3 is the last 6 years. So
I'm still debating on mine if I want to go KD or 09 Wade, but I'm
no, stand on your open gym takes. I remember you saying Wade better.
Bro, I'm so high on doing Wade, bro. It's crazy, bro. I'm going Wade. I'm switching KD for Wade. Yeah, I'm switching KD.
So who'd you say, Kobe, Bron, and Wade?
That's fine.
You know my archetype, the 2-way wing. You know.
Yeah. Giannis,
but you know the thing it is though, because there's a lot of people there's a lot of people on YouTube that are spewing that we couldn't watch basketball back in the late 90s and early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's been put around the YouTube world, and everybody for some reason believes it. But the thing about it is, to what Swiper was saying, even then, we used to watch a lot of stuff like on tape, a lot of stuff on DVD. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of film that was coming out like right after it happened too. You know what I'm saying? Like they used to drop that like the playoff package, and then like just certain teams full season. Mm-hmm. They used to drop a lot of that right there after, like during the summertime. And then Hardwood Classics, they used to do this thing where they would play every single finals game from start to finish. It was a marathon that would just continuously play finals games. Like Hardwood Classics showed a lot of basketball. There was a lot of DVDs and a lot of VHSs. Like nowadays, you know, we got a stream or whatever, so we don't have that hard copy. It was like at my house, and even at my granny house, everybody else, we had like bookshelves full of DVDs. That's all basketball. This is the Lakers section. This is this section. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of basketball that stuff like this, but we were able to watch everything.
Yeah, I do.
Show him, Unc. Show him, Unc.
Yeah, he
Shit,
gonna
you got
have
the DVDs
everything.
just right there.
He gonna have he has Wilt's 100-point game. He
I
just
want to see my
won't show it.
DVD collection.
But I do find
Gotcha.
it funny that some people act like you couldn't watch games back in the day. I think there are some people who do have, like what Ox said, like the games that exist on YouTube from the past. The only reason they're on YouTube is because other people have recorded them and now have made them accessible on YouTube. Like they don't just magically appear there. That means people have the games to put on YouTube. So, like, obviously, there were people.
That's the Bulls, the 90s.
I just think a large percentage of the population, as like the casual basketball fans, I think a lot of them they didn't watch as much as that.
You and Legend were pushing that for a long time.
I've always been pushing.
Mars and Legend were pushing.
I've always been pushing that the casual basketball fans did not watch as much basketball as they were pretending to. Ox is a basketball junkie. Low was the one questioning how much basketball Ox watched. Ox can attest to that. I've never questioned how much he watched. I've never questioned how much he's watched.
But you can attest to his memory.
The memories of his memories. But when I'm saying, I think a lot of people, like a lot of the casuals who were around in the 80s and 90s, watched those games once while they were unfolding and haven't gone back and watched them. I think that's the reality. I think a lot of people watch the games today and don't go back and watch them. I feel the same way about those. They have a lot of access to the games, but they're only watching them once. So like, I still feel the same way about them. I just think there are people who were around at the time who go back and watch these games all the time, but that's because they love basketball. I just think most people aren't like that. Like most people aren't like me and going back and watching these old games.
Yeah, and it's okay if you're only watching the game one time, you know?
Right. I would say that those years probably from like 06 to 2013. Those are probably the years of when I was just I seen the game and I'm moving on. Because like at that point, I'm playing ball. Like I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm playing ball all year round. So I don't got time to sit down and watch no basketball. So for those years, probably like 06 to 14, 15, those are probably the times where I'm like, I saw that game, but I can't tell you exactly what happened, though. You know what I'm saying? But still was watching ball, though. You know what I mean? Still, definitely.
You damn sure can't tell Chill he ain't watched nothing because Chill got everything. Chill has seen it all, bro.
This like remember on Playback when Diesel was showing all the comics. That's what Chill on right now.
Yeah.
Chill for everything, man. He got them Joakim Noah 3-pointers too. Like, that's what he got. He got everything. He got them Joakim Noah 3-pointers, the Chuck Hayes mid range. Like he's seen all of them.
Yo, speaking of Playback, tomorrow we got a treat for you guys because not only will we be watching the first game of the night, the Hawks versus the Heat, but as if one isn't enough, we going back to back. We also gonna watch the Grizzlies and the Mavs play. So y'all pull up for the first game and stick around for the second game. And I got another surprise for you guys tomorrow too. I just can't tell you right now. And once again, Chill with Chill is coming on in a couple hours. Turn on your notification bell so, well, you could be there.
Hey Ron, I know I said I was gonna be on Playback for the second game tomorrow, but something suddenly came up.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Mars got you.
Suddenly.
Suddenly.
J-Rock sent through a super chat and said, if Vic was healthy, would he have been the first unanimous defensive player of the year?
It's never been unanimous before?
Has it not?
Really?
Mars, we had a dude finish second in defensive player of the year and did not make the all-league defensive team.
Yeah, but I thought like one time it would have been unanimous.
No, ever. Never been unanimous. So
I will say, like with our awards, I think defensive player of the year was the one that was most like shuffled up. It was most improved. With most improved, literally everybody chose a different player for the most part. But for DPOI, it was still.
When is this stuff getting revealed?
Early next week.
See y'all dudes tomorrow, yo.
You out, Chill?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Damn, I didn't know we've never had a unanimous DPOI. I wonder if we'll get the same glaze when it does happen as the unanimous MVP.
If Wemby does it, yes.
Ray said, I believe Mars scapegoats LeBron fans for his Bron hate.
I feel like if I don't get on my knees for LeBron James, I get accused of being a hater. Like,
I mean, that's how it is for a lot of these players.
Like, there's just no way we were talking about the 2015 Bulls. I say they should have been up 3-1 on the Cavs. They got robbed. Chill asks, how did that happen? Swiper says the black suits came. And I say it's obvious the NBA didn't want the Bulls to go to the conference finals. And people have took that as LeBron hate. I barely even brought up LeBron's name until he already got brought up. And then when he got brought up, we started talking about it. And then I even said it was a great shot. I don't know what more you want from me. The reality is they should have been down 3-1. That's the reality. And maybe they would have came back. I even said that. But nah, if I point out anything that LeBron may have benefited from that he probably shouldn't have, I'm a hater. Okay. But you guys will be so quick to bring up every time Bron was slighted. I still hear about that regular season Boston Celtics game. But God forbid I bring up the fact that the Bulls were genuinely cheated in the playoffs. I'm a hater. Okay.
Well, I mean, he is the king, Mars. So, I mean, you're literally supposed to.
Hey, you know my king. My
like,
king is King Charles. I think that's his
Neil
name. King Charles.
Thought his name was William. Oh, I don't know. It's your king. I don't know. Shit. You know.
King Charles.
You know.
King
Just, I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, King. I think it's Charles or is it Philip? Charles. Someone. One of them white people. Let's say the king. Yeah.
Masinko said the way people slander Wade now is how the next generation will slander Kawhi because of their longevity, but their peaks are so amazing. But I can't lie, I'm guilty of this with Bill Walton.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Bill Walton, man. That was 50 years ago.
Bill don't count.
Do people slander D Wade?
I mean, if he's starting to get compared to Jason Tatum,
yeah,
it is.
D Wade is amazing. Now,
remember, he wasn't dominant. Remember?
Yeah, but better than Steph Curry, better than Kevin Durant. I don't know, but he amazing.
That boy Wade was tough.
Man, amazing. 09 Wade got something for any versions of them two players, man. Respect.
They don't want to see that Wade.
Harv sent through a super chat and said, crazy how the worst contract in the NBA doesn't earn 9 figures. Patrick from Chicago.
Shout out to Patrick Williams' contract. Get your money.
Realist123 said Davion Mitchell was a brilliant pickup from the Heat. Imagine KD on this roster. Here we go.
He coming to Houston. Yeah, you ain't going.
Can't wait to see where KD goes.
Houston. Last
super chat of the day. Salute to everybody that's in here.
It was a report on mutual interest, by the way. KD.
Exactly.
I've seen it.
We know what's happening. We're gonna beat the Warriors in the first round. We're gonna lose to whoever wins between the Lakers and Timberwolves. And then we're gonna go get KD in the offseason. I've seen the vision. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, I believe he's coming to Texas one way or another. It's
three options. It ain't Dallas.
It's 3 options. That's all I know. He's got 3 good options. I don't think he's going back to OKC because if that's the case, he would have went back to the Warriors. I think that's my ex. I'm not going back over there. But Houston got three solid, or Texas got 3 solid options.
Man, I'm telling you that X double back is slept on. It's slept on.
What about the triple back?
That's toxic. You tripping now, but double back.
You on TikTok and you didn't see she done viewed your profile 3 days in a row. Hey, what's on? What's going on?
I seen that from a little high school piece the other day too. I said, "Damn, how she find me on TikTok? I don't even post nothing on TikTok. I'm gonna reach out on IG."
OG team said, "Marge, you're super high on Bill Russell. Did you genuinely sit down and watch a season of basketball in the 50s and 60s? Kudos if you did."
A season? I don't know. That doesn't even exist. Not that I can find. I always say when it comes to the Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, if you didn't watch it during lockdown, you're cooked. You can't watch it now. They've removed like everything. All you're gonna find now is like a couple games, couple halves of some finals games. The lockdown was the time to watch all of that stuff. Now full seasons, no. Close to as much as I want to watch, no. Which is why generally I just say I rank post 3-point line. But if I am ranking based on the limited knowledge I have, limited film I have from those eras, Bill Russell is the GOAT, and I will continue to say that.
I mean, he's bare minimum top 3. I hate the people that like add Bill Russell on the list until it starts.
Yeah, until
it's time to put him over the players you like.
Top 3 or just leave him off the list so you don't rank him.
Exactly.
Like, it just doesn't add up that you can be like, yeah, Bill Russell at 9.
Yeah, like that don't make sense. That doesn't make any sense.
What about Bill Russell at 10? It's like I shouldn't be ranking you, but I'm just giving you the benefit of the doubt.
It's better to just say I don't rank you. It's better to just say I don't rank you.
I
10
have
is more
him and
disrespectful
Will
than saying
in
I
like
don't rank.
honorable mentions.
All right, well,
That's what I
I'll
have
think
him.
about moving him from 10 to wherever he gets moved to.
I just don't rank none of them dudes. Will, Russ, Jerry West, none of them dudes. I just, out of respect though. It's out of respect, of course.
Sunday, April 20th, the NBA will announce. Oh, they're announcing the finalists for all these awards. All right, y'all. This Sunday, April 20th at 6:30 Eastern, the NBA will announce all the finalists for the Clutch Award, Defensive Player, Most Improved, Most Valuable, Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man, and Coach of the Year.
Hey, Ron, fix that for me though. I really meant to put him in my
It's
our
too
defense
late.
though.
Who you taking off?
I got to look at my list. Ron, you just grab somebody, snap somebody off.
See, that's the thing is we didn't have enough time. I was gonna hit you, but you was gonna be slow to respond and all of this, and I knew you was gonna say that. So here's the thing, Ox. The list is the list, B. You just gotta live with it.
So I'll give a damn about him. He ain't on my team, man.
Yeah, you trying to get him off my team? How are you?
All right, y'all. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Real Talk will catch up with you soon.
Yes, sir.
And chat, like the video on the way out. Y'all know what to do. Catch y'all soon.